10 o'clock. I'm David Colorado. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. The Pittsburgh FBI is now leading the investigation after shots were fired at ATF and Pittsburgh police officers last night in the Upper Hill District. The incident began to unfold around 11 last night on the 900 block of Clarissa Street. Shots were fired at an ATF agent's vehicle, but the officer was not injured. City police say 2 people who had been taken in for questioning have since been released. A man arrested for a hit-and-run in Pitcairn overnight. According to Allegheny County Police, 22-year-old Patrick Bodie was behind the wheel of a Kia Optima when it hit a pedestrian on Broadway Boulevard and then fled the scene. The pedestrian is still listed in critical condition at a Monroeville hospital. Bodie is charged with aggravated assault by vehicle, accident involving death or injury, and related offenses. He's awaiting arraignment this morning. Criminal homicide charges now filed in connection with that workplace shooting in Springdale. Allegheny County homicide detectives say 32-year-old Nico Hostler Verona is charged in the killing that took place at Oaks Auto Truck around 5 p.m. yesterday. He's accused of killing 53-year-old Christopher Ashbaugh. According to the criminal complaint, the argument began when Ashbaugh wanted Hostler to respond to a tow call late in his shift. The Pittsburgh Public School Board voting to approve a plan to close 12 schools and 9 buildings. News Radio KDKA's Paul Alexander with that.
The board voted to push the changes back a year to the 2027-28 school year, but the vote was in favor of the changes.
A motion is approved and a resolution is approved. 6 yes, 2 no, and 1 abstention.
Some people were extremely upset when the vote was finalized. Superintendent Dr. Wayne Walter says the plan is not about just the buildings.
It represents a long-term commitment to creating a stronger, more equitable opportunity for students throughout our district.
Dr. Walters was also extremely empathetic to those who will be affected the most by the forced changes. He also said that while the schools themselves will be around for another year, the planning will begin as soon as they can. Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
A federal judge overnight rejected an attempt by Democrats to block President Trump's executive order restricting mail-in voting. ABC's Chuck Siverstein explains why.
Trump's order directs the Postal Service to only provide mail-in ballots to voters on an approved list. But Judge Carl Nichols ruled that the lawsuit was premature because the government has not yet taken steps to implement the order, and therefore plaintiffs have not suffered any harm at present. Democratic leadership, the NAACP, and LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens, were suing. The judge says they can renew their motions if and when the order is enforced.
A Clareton man is facing theft charges after investigators say that thousands of dollars went missing from a volunteer fire department. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush explains.
Police say Joseph Massaro stole nearly $37,000 while handling finances for the Clareton Volunteer Fire Department. Investigators allege the money was spent on Amazon purchases, Home Depot payments, ATM withdrawals, and credit card bills. Massaro reportedly told investigators some transactions were accidental and some of the money was used to help his parents with medical expenses. He's now facing multiple theft-related charges and is awaiting a preliminary hearing. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 133. The Nasdaq is down 16. The S&P 500 up a fraction of a point. KDKA Sports, Game 4 of the Pirates and Cubs tonight at 6:40. Paul Skeens will get the start for the Bucks. KDK Radio News Time, 10:03. Right now, it is sunny in Pittsburgh. It's 67 degrees. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast. Next.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, DC, and Tri-State's founder about one of their many satisfied patients.
One thing I like about having the most effective treatment protocol on the market for peripheral neuropathy is the stories that we hear. Like Karen from Export, she suffered with neuropathy for 3 years, and it got so bad that she couldn't even wear her normal shoes. In fact, she got rid of them and can only wear Skechers. After going through the program, now she's able to wear any shoes she wants, and she's very disappointed that she got rid of all her other shoes.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers helped Karen. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for an initial free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanston.com.
Hey folks, it's Marty. Medicare can be confusing with all the rules, costs, and deadlines. Are you making the right choice for your future? Join MediConnect's free live webinars from the comfort of your home. No pressure, just clear, helpful information. Learn about Medicare, Parts A and B, how to avoid penalties, and if Medicare Advantage or Supplement is right for you. Get peace of mind. Register for the webinar by calling 888-818-6334. MediConnectInsurance.com. MediConnect. Medicare made simple. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up, sister?
Oh, what's up, Marty? We have accidents galore here this morning, and they're still impacting the rush hour in negative ways. Coming out of Butler County, heading down into Allegheny County on 79, you have very heavy traffic right around the Warrendale area. At times, it's been backing into the Cranberry interchange on 79. Crews still clearing an accident. We have our eyes on it with the PennDOT cameras. As you approach that split with 79 and 279, everything's off on the right shoulder, and traffic's moving better, so the delays are trying to dissipate, but it is really slow go there. We have an accident on the inbound Parkway West right before the top of Green Tree Hill. That's backing traffic right around the Carnegie on-ramp there. Once you clear that, things roll well toward the Fort Pitt tunnels. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunny to partly cloudy the rest of today. Breezy this afternoon with low humidity, the high 72. Moonlit and cool tonight, though 46. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 77. More sun than clouds Saturday, high 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
So you want to hate on the cops, do you? Uh-huh. You want to call the cops the bad guys, do you? Uh-huh. So you want to defund the police, do you? Uh-huh. You want to blame them for all that you do you? Listen to what happened to them last night in the Hill District. Listen to this madness. This is insanity. Listen.
Shots fired, Clarissa Street. Shots fired at City Police and ATF. Clarissa Street.
Units during Clarissa Street, shots fired.
VP 17, Clarissa Street, Zone 2, shots fired. We need some backup up here.
All available units, Clarissa Street, shots fired.
134, we're headed that direction.
34, copy.
VP 8, we believe this was shots fired at the police, federal agents. So start everybody up here, please.
They're on the way.
Is on foot, going downhill. VP 17, give us the drones now.
Where is he?
VP 17, start medics. We're not sure. We're just trying to verify. Start medics this way.
Copy.
Bryn Mawr, Iowa, and even down towards Center and Bigelow.
Where is he?
You got any descriptions on actors? Rick, yet? Stand by. We're trying to link up with the ATF agent that was getting shot at. Hey, we need drone asset ASAP.
They're being requested.
Ian, I think I'm the only one. I can go get it. It's going to be 10 to 12 minutes. Hey, boys, do you guys want to bolo that Subaru? Because it came down and went up the hill right before the shots were fired. If the Subaru might have dumped him off.
Description.
3 VP9, it's a dark color Subaru. Was suspect of interest in this? I'm going to try to get you the plate shortly.
Hey, Sergeant Martin and Flick, let's get mobile again here.
Woo! Hey, we have the Subaru out front of the suspect house.
Yep, let's get that surrounded here.
Base, we have it. VP 17.
17.
Iowa and Clarissa, start us a gun dog break. We have one male who was fleeing after the shots were fired. We have him detained. Gun dog up here though to see if this is our guy.
What was your crash?
What do we want to do about Clarissa? Do we want to crash on the house? Woo! 81 and 17. We have units around the house.
Drones are already being requested. What was your cross street on Iowa for the gun dog?
Clarissa.
Received. Any gun channel 1, Clarissa Street at Iowa.
3 Echo 3, I got it. Mark off the street there. Block up. BP-17, next unit's in. Clarissa, we need the back of that house covered. It's off of Adelaide. Clarissa.
Base BP-17, you want a separate channel?
Yeah, for now, please.
First aid, stand by, setting one up.
BP-17, in the meantime, get us a unit, Iowa and Adelaide.
Woo!
For the male that we have detained. We do not have a cage car. We need one. 3 BP-9, when we ingressed after the shots were fired, we came up Bryn Mawr to Iowa, did not see anybody. Went down Iowa towards the University Prep Field.
All units for Clarissa Street, switch over to ICS at this time. Again, all units for Clarissa Street, switch over to ICS at this time, 2254.
Damn. Oh! That's what cops do every day. Couple observations. They are so friggin' calm, cool, collected, and professional. They just got it together, man. Organizing their thoughts and their attack and their defense. It's amazing. Calling for a gun dog, drones. Very cool. No one hurt. No one hurt. No suspect in custody. Still looking for him. And it also shows you how the feds work with the locals. My brother, Mike Fisher, Scanner Mike, Pittsburgh Scanner. Whoo! Damn, son. Wow.
Yeah, you could have feel the adrenaline out of that call. How about that?
Wow. Damn. That was hairy, my man. Hairy as hell, right?
It's not a great time to be shot at and then try to figure out what happened in the dark. It's like 11 o'clock at night, last night.
They went looking for a guy, and the guy found them and started shooting at them. And then the guy took off. They still haven't found him, right?
To my knowledge, that is still correct, but I'm sure the ATF city and now the FBI is on it as well, because I don't think that the government's going to respond very well to someone shooting at them.
Who? Trevin, do you have the sound of that idiot who called here about me? I want you to hear, Mike, I want you to hear how you get sound from me all the time. I'm getting sound for you. Can you hear this? All right, listen to this, Mike. This came in yesterday.
I just want to say, you suck, dude. You're a moron. You have a really punchable face. I wish I was close enough to punch you, but I'm not. So, you'll go unpunched. But that jawline, oof, buddy. It's waiting for a crack, and someone's going to do it. It's not going to be me, but have fun with that.
He doesn't hear anything. Can we put him on a place where he can hear it? Yeah. This happens every day. Now? Listen, Mike.
Live radio, baby.
Listen.
I just want to say, you suck, dude. You're a moron. You have a really punchable face. I wish I was close enough to punch you, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
So, you'll go unpunched. But that jawline, oof, buddy. It's waiting for a crack, and someone's going to do it. It's not going to be me, but have fun with that.
How about that, Mike? One of my fans.
Oh, that was going to you, Marty.
Oh, yeah. You suck, dude.
Oh, wow.
You're such a moron. You have a punchable face. I wish I was close enough to punch you, but I'm not. You'll go unpunched for now. Wow.
I think you have a great haircut, Marty. I don't know what the guy's talking about. You look kind of nice. I don't get it, but...
That is Myers. Thomas Myers. Thomas Myers. M-Y-E-R-S. 814 area code. Anyone out there know Thomas? He's a jagoff and a coward. And this is what we end up with. And by the way, I wasn't being shot at. He was just taking his shots. Mike, you're my brother, man. Thanks.
Hey, glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
He's one of my favorite people, and he's out there every single day, and he brings us that dramatic sound. I wanted to play that clip with that Myers guy because I want you to understand this is where we're at now in our culture. This is what we have to deal with every single day. These are the idiots that listen in and attack every single damn day. Sir, you're a coward. I'm not going anywhere. How about you? Jag off. Coward. Mr. Myers. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty? Is the Parkway West is now our focus because of this accident that continues to be cleared very slowly from the inbound side right before the top of Green Tree Hill. Lots of emergency crews still on scene. Traffic is getting by with restrictions there, so you have backups that greet you as you come down from the I-79 interchange down the hill toward the Carnegie on-ramp, and that's where you're getting in line all the way up the backside of Green Tree Hill past this accident scene. Outbound, you have some slow-go traffic, too, over everybody's just taking a look at what's going on over on the inbound ride there. So just please take it easy as you're traveling there. Parkway East is trying to ease off here. Slow-go traffic greets you right around the Edgewood-Swissvale interchange before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The UPMC doctors not only saved my life when I had cancer, they saved my voice. Dr. Sandra Stennett, who's a surgeon, who's a voice guru, literally saved my career with therapies and different procedures and processes that has me talking right now. It's that caring and compassion at UPMC that sets them apart, man. It's an amazing place. UPMC makes a difference in lives every single day. UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information.
When the paycheck stops, the planning starts. Brian Quaranta here, and I want to let you know that retirement isn't about a number. It's about income that lasts through every stage of life. Secure Money Advisors focuses on building retirement strategies around income, tax efficiency, healthcare planning, and legacy protection, all working together in one coordinated plan. If you'd like to know more, you can go to righttrackyourretirement.com, get a copy of my book, Where Your Retirement Journey Begins, on the Right Track.
Man, I'll tell you what. This is why I love NASCO Roofing. Not only are they the best I've ever seen, with a lifetime warranty on the roof and labor. Folks, the greatness of NASCO. Pastor in the Rocks needed a roof. NASCO put it on at cost. Actually lost money. NASCO Roofing. My roof, my brother's roof, my sister's roof. NASCO, they get it. 412-373-2000, NASCO. 412-373-2000.
Amazon Business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Hear about it. Then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I want to play that guy one more time. Anyone know Mr. Myers? Thomas Myers, M-Y-E-R-S. 814 area code. Left this hateful message. Was this yesterday, Patrick?
Yep, yesterday afternoon.
Yeah. I wasn't even on the air yesterday afternoon. He was just angry. Listen to him.
I just want to say, you suck, dude. You're a moron. You have a really punchable face. I wish I was close enough to punch you, but I'm not. So, you'll go unpunched. But that jawline, oof, buddy. It's waiting for a crack, and someone's going to do it. It's not going to be me, but have fun with that.
Thomas Myers, 814 area code. Thomas Myers, M-Y-E-R-S. I'm seeing Franklin, PA. I want to say, you suck, dude. You're a blank effing, he said, moron. You have a really punchable face. I wish I was close enough to punch you, but I'm not, so you'll go unpunched. But that jawline, oof. Buddy, it's waiting for a crack, and someone's going to do it. Not going to be me, but have fun with that. Jagoff, coward. One of my boys said, invite him to Sheridan. We'll talk to him. Oh, I don't understand that phone call. We all have friends, we all have enemies, but to make that call, to be that hate-filled and that angry, and to leave that message, that trail, left his phone number. So not only is he a coward, he's stupid. Left that trail, left that hate-filled message, veiled threat, and so it goes. Depending on the content, probably get 10 of those a week. Depending on the content. Which kind of lines up with what's happened in our culture. Death threats, threats of violence. It's how everybody wants to get even these days. And they use social media to do so. And sometimes just use obvious threats over a friggin' cell phone. That's what he decided to do. Thomas Myers, 814 area code. Thomas Myers. Like the Johnstown area, probably. 814-799. So that's where he's at. Somewhere up there, maybe Altoona. I don't care where he is. He's a coward and a jagoff. That being said, this just happening right now. I posted video of a school bus slammed into a tree in a Highland Park with a bunch of kids on it. Immediately, folks started going after the school bus driver, accusing him of being on his cell phone, not paying attention to the road. Couple things. There are thousands of them. Thousands. It's a really difficult job. You can see the video there. It's pretty dramatic. He ran right into a tree. 9 kids on the bus, I'm told. This just happened, what would you think, an hour ago? Hour and a half? 9 kids on the bus. Paramedics are there in a flash, along with Pittsburgh cops, as you can see. No one hurt, which is amazing. The bus driver, you can see the front of the bus completely collapsed. The bus driver, I'm told, had some sort of diabetic seizure or some sort of incident, which, by the way, makes sense. Patrick, we hear this all the time. People go into diabetic shock, sometimes comas, right? Sometimes they'll pass out.
Absolutely. It's a medical emergency.
Right on. So stop accusing this guy of being a bad guy. He was doing his damn job. He had a medical emergency. It happens. And fortunately, none of these kids were hurt. I'm always fascinated because he hit that tree pretty hard. While the people who say he was speeding, reckless, on his phone, none of that's true. None of it. Why do we decide when we see something to make everyone, as part of this incident, a bad guy? 99.9% of all bus drivers do a hell of a job for very little pay, and they work with insane students beating the hell out of each other on the bus behind them, and even crazier parents screaming at them when they drop off their kids or pick them up. They make very little money. They have very few benefits. Most of them do it as a side hustle or a retirement gig. Most of them have a lot more patience than most of us would. And none of it's easy. Highland Park this morning, Bryant Street, no one hurt. Bus driver hospitalized, checking him out. He had some sort of issue regarding diabetes. Some sort of seizure, some sort of diabetic reaction, something. All right? All right. Play the jag-off one more time from our greatest hits tape. This is Thomas Myers. Probably Altoona.
I just want to say, you f***ed up, dude. You're a moron. You have a really punchable face. I wish I was close enough to punch you, but I'm not. So, you'll go unpunched. But that jawline, oof, buddy. It's waiting for a crack, and someone's going to do it. It's not going to be me, but have fun with that.
Well, I bet he's fun at a party. Thomas, if you're listening, call us. I want to talk to you. 866-391-1020. Thomas Myers. Looks like Altoona. Thomas Myers, if you're listening, give us a call. 866-391-1020. I want to talk to you, Thomas. 866-391-1020. Let's settle this grudge, this grievance that I'm unaware of. When we come back, they finally did the right thing. Pittsburgh Public Schools. But if you listen to Rachel Heisler, it's not even close to enough. It's not even close to what has to happen to save this school system. If you listen to Rachel Heisler, they're not even a third of where they need to be, which is scary as hell. We will talk to a true insider about what happens next for the Pittsburgh Public Schools. What's wild is they voted 6-2 last night. Who the hell voted against this? Wanted to keep this plan in place and watch the district crash and burn. Love to meet them. Wow.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Because shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice? The Village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
You just testified under oath you're getting more fiber in your diet, and it was easy. Where is this additional fiber coming from?
Mira Fiber Gummies.
Objection!
It's true. Mira Fiber has 8 grams of fiber to help me get the fiber I need in a day, plus 4 B vitamins for metabolism support, all in one serving.
Overruled.
My gut rests its case.
Oh, that's my line.
Find Mirafiber today at your local retailer from the makers of Miralax. Mirafiber supports metabolism of carbs, fats, and proteins. Serving size is 4 gummies.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 68 degrees at 10:30. I'm David Colorado. A Verona man is charged with criminal homicide in a workplace shooting in Springdale. Allegheny County Police have charged 32-year-old Nico Hostler in the killing of his manager, 53-year-old Christopher Ashbaugh. The two worked at Oaks Towing, and according to the criminal complaint, an argument between the two over a late service call then escalated. Pittsburgh Regional Transit hosting a virtual meeting tonight on planned upgrades at the Dormont Junction Station. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
PRT says its project at Dormont Junction Station will focus on improving pedestrian access and circulation, along with upgrades to platforms, canopies, visibility, and overall accessibility for riders. The project is part of PRT's Station Improvement Program, an initiative focused on upgrading key transit hubs to enhance the rider experience, increase ridership, and support equitable transit-oriented development. The virtual public meeting starts at 7 p.m. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
The Pittsburgh Public Schools voting to adopt that plan to close 9 schools. The vote was 9-2. Jaslyn Worthy is a parent who, prior to the vote, doubted that the plan would save much money.
So if you're saying that this is going to save us millions of dollars in our budget, and yet you're only investing thousands, then what's the point of it when you're not actually taking the money that you're saving and investing it back into the schools that are actually remaining open?
City Controller Rachel Heisler issued a statement saying the plan would not address the district's long-term financial challenges in a meaningful way. She says adopting the Future Ready plan means the district's fund balance will go negative 1 year later than it otherwise would have. On Wall Street at this hour, a mixed market. The Dow is now actually just turned higher. It's up now 7 points. The Nasdaq is 93 points to the plus side, and the S&P 500 is also higher now. It's currently up 26 points. KDK Radio News Time 10:32. Our next update is at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
Financial compatibility is one of the building blocks of a strong relationship, but there's an art to having the money conversation, especially when you're dating.
You don't want to go in with the guns and say, how much do you make? How much money do you have?
Financial planner Sherry Greco-Rikis says you can ask questions that are less direct.
What do they remember, and how did their parents handle money? And sometimes you just ask that question and things come out.
I'm Rob Hart.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-384-9393. That's 800-384-9393.
Are you ready to take a walk on the wild side and have some family fun? Get to Living Treasures Animal Park in the Laurel Highlands. Living Treasures has animals from all over the world. With over 300 animals you and the family will love. Their concession stand is now open weekends for family fun. Stay at the Log Cabin Suites with up to 6 bedrooms available. Plan your staycation today at funanddonegal.com. Living Treasures Animal Park of the Laurel Highlands, where animals are loved.
So, at Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, they help people move with less pain and more confidence. I've seen it. In fact, Physical has helped Pittsburgh get back on its feet with confidence through personalized one-to-one physical therapy and advanced balance treatment. It's amazing. The therapists use leading technology and customized care plans, focus on balance, neuropathy, and pain relief. You get back to doing the things you love safely and confidently. Call Monroeville Physical, 412-457-8200, 412-457-8200.
Pittsburgh, get ready. Three Rivers Comic-Con is celebrating its 10th year in 2026, and it's bigger than ever. Meet comic creators, shop unique vendors, and dive into a full day of fandom fun for all ages. Whether you're into comics, art, cosplay, or collectibles, this is the event you don't want to miss. Join the celebration and be part of a decade of comics culture. Get your tickets for Three Rivers Comic-Con 2026 at threeriverscomiccon.com or at the door. Presented by New Dimension Comics.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life. And you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus, gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. You know? Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up are plenty of slowdowns as we look at the area roads here, Marty, and the worst of them would be the Parkway West. We continue to have crews clearing an earlier accident from right by the Green Tree off-ramp on the inbound ride. So at the top of the hill, basically, you have traffic restricted because of that accident cleanup, and the backups begin for you as you approach the Carnegie on-ramp and interchange before you make it up the slow-go traffic up to the top of the hill and then head for the inbound Fort Pitt tunnels. Outbound, you have slow traffic as well as folks are kind of taking a look at what's happening on the inbound side of the roadway there. 28 southbound is heavy still in the Etna bypass, heading down toward Millvale. Parkway East inbound bumper to bumper for you at Edgewood, Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be gorgeous with sunshine, some clouds, and an active breeze and low humidity, the high 72. Clear and cool tonight, though 46. Nice day tomorrow with sunshine, high 77. More sun than clouds Saturday, the high 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Here we go. It's a Thursday. Yep, I'm going to guide you through 2 to 6. Colin Dunlap right here, KDK.
They finally did something they should have done probably 10 years ago. They decided to close 9 schools last night. It's a beginning. Before we get to this commentary, Rachel Heisler, who's the city controller, who I love just because she's good. Unfortunately, this plan, with its contracted footprint, will not reverse the trajectory of the district's finances. Wow. Right now, the district is headed for a negative $18.8 million fund balance in 2029. If we really want PPS to be ready for the future, we need the administration and the board to ensure that the district prioritizes financial stability while our students get the most out of every dollar we spend. All right, listen to some clips from last night after this vote to close 9 schools. Listen.
It is wrong for me to allow a large portion of students to suffer to protect the good of just a few. And I also think that we will grow from this plan.
My vote is actually for the voices and the people who have been testifying and who have been fighting.
We have to consolidate when we have about 15 of our schools currently with 200 students or less.
There. That's it. There's a lot more, but that kind of sums it up. And then there was this woman. Listen.
Y'all should be ashamed. Y'all talking about my kids' future. My kids' future.
I'm willing to go all the way to ensure that Black, brown, disabled students all have an equal, fair chance at a successful and equitable education.
A lot of angst, as you would expect. It's kind of like this. You're living in a house for 30 years. And you lose your job. And then your wife loses her job, or someone becomes sick. And you can't afford the house anymore. And they want to take the house away. And then they plan to take the house away. Even though you know you're broke, even though you know you can't pay the bills, you're still angry and emotional. And that's what's happening here. We can all say get over it, move on, but it's not easy. No one knows this better than my friend James Fogarty with A-plus schools. Good morning, brother. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Marty. How you doing?
You know, I went through cancer treatment, chemotherapy and radiation. So sick I wanted to die. And they cut out a big chunk of the cancer. That's what this is like for parents, teachers, students, and administrators to make this right. But if they don't do this painful stuff, no one survives this. Yes, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I think the rightful questions that parents have who are asking, okay, when 2027 comes, what's going to happen to my child if I'm happy with the services that are being provided to me in the current school I'm in? How do I know that those will be provided to me in the school that the district is now saying my child should go to? And I think that therein lies the opportunity, right? I think this district now has 15 months to ensure families who are feeling that loss today and who will feel it for a while, to say that the opportunities that they have right now that they like will continue to exist in their school, that they are being assigned to if they are being asked to move. And again, let's remember this isn't the entire district. This is schools kind of all around. We're shifting a lot of configurations that didn't make sense. We had 3 different types of ways you could be in middle school in Pittsburgh. You could be in a K-8, you could be in a 6-8, or you could be in a 6-12 school.
Damn.
That caused confusion for families. We saw a lot of families in our neighborhood schools not able to access the magnet process because they didn't know, weren't informed. And so we saw a lot of neighborhood schools. 25 of our 50 regular schools in the district have concentrations of poverty of over 80%.
Whoa.
And so continuing to do what we've been doing doesn't make sense. And at the same time, we should rightfully acknowledge and do the work, right? This isn't about like waving a magic wand and saying that all of a sudden things are going to get better. We have hard work to do over the next 15 months. And I say we because I truly believe the moment is different than in past situations. We can't, as a city, stand by and say, okay, district, fix this. This isn't for the district alone to fix. This is on us as a community, as city leaders, as civic leaders, to step alongside and figure out how we can solve problems. So to, Controller Heisler's comments, I think she's right. There continues to be a financial challenge with the district, even with the closures, but this gives us another year of time to figure out some of those things, a year we wouldn't have if you didn't do the closures.
James
right?
Fogarty, A+ schools,
yeah.
But you do agree this has to happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've been coasting by, having lost over 6,000 students since 2014, and not made a single school closure. We have double the capacity in our schools, and the most important thing, and this is things that I think people may not understand, in our buildings with the highest rates of poverty, where we're doing work to support getting kids to school every day, we don't have enough staff. When staff call off, there's not enough substitutes to cover. We have staff on my team helping out on the streets in the morning of a Northside school to help ensure kids get in safely. This is a problem in neighborhood schools, and one that seemingly people don't want to talk about, but we have school buildings where there's not enough staffing on a regular basis.
It's bad. I don't know that this makes folks feel good about the future. Why would it? I mean, if you listen to Rachel, you're on first base, man. You got so far to go before this is right. Like, cut 2/3 more schools and $100 million plus. Is that even possible or fathomable?
Well, I think as you think about where we're headed, there's 2 pieces of this, right? How do we create schools in every neighborhood where kids and families want to be, right? Remember, we created magnet schools in this city as a way to not bus. We said, look, we don't want to bus kids. So if you want, you can choose to go to another neighborhood. We're not gonna get involved. But what did that do? That created huge inequities in the difference between a neighborhood school and a magnet school, especially at the elementary school level. So if we want to desegregate our schools, which we've never really done in an equitable way, we're going to have to start making investments in neighborhood schools and make investments in schools across neighborhood lines. So black students and white students who live across very distinct lines in the city, as you well know, start coming together across those lines. And so I think those investments in the first years are important to be made so that we can start to build a sense of quality, excellence, and give people the kind of confidence that our schools are doing well by our kids. We have, Marty, we have everything we need to succeed by our children. We're spending $33,000 plus per year on students. We have a student-teacher ratio of 11 to 1, and we pay our teachers well with median salary being near $100,000. These are great facts for a district. So this challenge that we have is coupled with, you know, a set of desirable facts that should work in our favor. Now the hard part begins. How do we do alignment? How do we do the strategy? And how do we do the operational moves that will make this district the best urban district in the country?
Hey,
and
can you hang? Can you hang? Can you hang?
I can hang.
Right. My man, we got a lot more to get to with him. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
Marty, we finally have some better news for the Parkway West travelers. If you're just grabbing the keys and heading out the door in the western suburbs, you still have some slowdowns on the inbound side of the Parkway West, but they are easing off quickly. An earlier accident near the top of Green Tree Hill has been cleared, so you have residual delays there on the inbound ride, and then the backlog is now down by the Fort Pitt tunnels. The outbound continues to have some residual delays from about Parkway Center up over the top of the hill and then down toward Carnegie, so just keep that in mind. Getting reports of an accident southbound on Route 28 right around the Shaler Waterworks area. You will find sluggish traffic there right around the Route 8 off-ramp and in that elevated portion of what we call the Etna bypass there on 28. The Parkway East inbound is slow go at Edgewood Swissvale. Outbound heading toward the Squirrel Hill tunnels. You're in line at the Greenfield Bridge overpass. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Larry Richard for Specialty Window and Door. Owner Rick Fish and his experienced local crew have been installing windows and doors since 1980. I know firsthand the great work of the local craftsmen at Specialty Window and Door. They installed the windows at my son's home and the front door. Vinyl, fiberglass, wood, custom solutions designed for your home. If you want real experts, not general contractors, go with the name that's built on one specialty. Specialty Window and Door. Visit specialtywindowanddoor.com.
Julian Gray has become so important to the friends in my life that need help. One of my close friends, her husband has dementia, and he's young, just turned 60, and she wanted to protect their estate. Julian Gray set it up. She called me last night crying. He saved her, she said. Julian Gray. Protect your estate. GrayOuterLaw.com, GrayOuterLaw.com.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company. While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
In Pittsburgh, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 25 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Pittsburgh. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC.
Before you book your next vacation rental, here's something worth knowing. On one real 7-night stay, a family could have saved over $1,200 just by booking directly with SWAC Vacations instead of going through a third-party site. That's real money toward dinners, groceries, beach gear, or a few extra experiences on the trip. Compare direct pricing first at SWACvacations.com. SWACK Vacations, same stay, fewer fees.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
James Fogarty with me, A-plus schools. They closed 9. You could argue they could close 30. Couldn't you? Couldn't you, James?
I mean, I don't know if 30 would work in terms of the spacing in the buildings that we have.
Come on, man. You're double capacity. You could close half.
Okay, so half would be 25.
Yeah. So let's go.
Which is different than 30, which is not. I think you could look.
It's a slow burn, brother. That's what I'm saying. That's what Rachel's saying. This is a slow burn, right?
Slow, though. I mean, this is rather than doing 1 or 2 at a time, year after year. The bigger piece here is changing the way that we actually deliver education.
Yeah, but hold on, my man. When's the last time they cut a school?
They haven't closed the school since 2012, Marty.
Exactly.
So this is 100% right. Like,
I'm not picking on you. You're my man, but Rachel's like, okay, I'm not impressed. You're in trouble. Hey, Patrick, read.
Well, but
I want you to listen to this. Hold on a
closure of
second.
buildings isn't going to get us all the way there. I think part of it is also how we contract, right? She's talked about this. Yep. How do we contract? How do we, do our RFPs? There's a lot that can be done in the process.
What's RFP? Please let people know what that is.
So the request for proposals, they don't put those out for bid. They don't put everything out for bid that they could, according to a controller's audit. So there's a lot of systems pieces that they could be doing in tandem with these closures that will also save them money.
Hey, I want to
listen
to the online. Hold on, my man. Listen to the online, because this is streaming live. Listen to what folks are saying. Go ahead, Patrick.
Yeah, some of the comments coming in, people are talking about you complain about kids being ignorant downtown, then continue to close schools and rec centers, saying the kids are going to suffer because they won't have schools to go to. So there's a misconception that kids are just going to be on the street because they're closing schools.
Not true.
Yeah, no, this is not true. They're and no rec centers are being closed, right? Like the city and the schools are two different entities, and rec centers were open during the draft, and I'm really grateful to City Parks Director Sloan for opening them up so that kids had a place to go.
Yeah, it's not reasonable, but this is what happens: the knee jerk, the screaming and yelling, and you would expect that, right, James?
Yeah, I mean this was never going to be an easy decision. It's why the board last November punted. I mean, they also were giving themselves a really tight timeline. If they were to pass this in November to try and close in 2026, in the fall of 26, they've given themselves 15 months. So I think there's some big picture things that are decided in the plan. There are some details, as any plan would have, that need to be worked out, right? And I'll give examples. If you have an after school program that your child likes that they can get to easily now, but it's going to be affected by the closure, how do we solve for the transportation so your child can still get to that after school program and you're okay? Right? Like, that's something we need to solve. That's something that parents and families are going to need to know, that the district is working with partners in the community to make sure their kid can get safely to that after school program so the family can continue to work. That's just one of probably 15,000 issues that are going to be coming up, as you get into the details of the shifts that they're trying to make.
Hey, so tell people what happens if this doesn't work, if the state comes in. What happens?
Then we have no control over what schools close and what we do. The state takes over with a state control board. The elected board has no power, and the state then drives the decisions around the finances. This is what happened in Philadelphia.
Right. Which, by the way, you supported. Didn't you support that?
I was not around at the time that state control happened in Philadelphia, so it was not something I weighed in on, or something I think what I do support is, strong financial management and controls. And I think we're going to need to work on improving those over the next couple of years, as well as doing this transition really well.
It's interesting
as an outside organization, I'm going to be advocating for ways that we can make things better for kids and families in this transition, and working with the district wherever we can do that to make sure that the schools where the transitions are happening and the neighborhoods where they're happening, kids have what they need so they can be successful.
Wouldn't you know, you hear a woman saying black and brown kids are being, in essence, screwed. And they are closing schools in some of the poorer districts. Is their argument fair?
I mean, this is an impact. This is a city that serves a predominantly black and brown population in our public schools.
It does.
70% of our kids are black or brown, and we serve a highly, a higher rate of students with disabilities than other districts.
Which, by the way, explains the cost per student. To his point, go ahead.
100%. And so no neighborhood is unaffected.
Right on.
And so if you look at, whether it's Squirrel Hill, I mean, what we see in Squirrel Hill, right, is a plan that will create a more diverse set of elementary schools, both in Greenfield, Minadeo, and Liberty. You're going to have a much more socioeconomically diverse set of schools than what we have right now, based on this plan. And then drive all of those students together at Colfax with the hope that you have a middle school staff and principal who are more expert in middle school and focus on middle school transitions and have the supports they need to do that well, so that our middle schools actually set kids up for success for high school. That's all of this is predicated on, though, us doing the work. This is an opportunity, Marty. You're right. This needed to happen. Prior administration tried to get it done. They did not do any community engagement around it. They did not bring in outside consultants. We've had 2 years of community engagement where folks have spoken out about what they wanted to see differently in the plan. This has changed the plan significantly. There have been all kinds of shifts in this plan from the time that the consultants put it out to where we are today. There is no perfect plan, but we have to be about the business of moving forward and getting better outcomes and better supports for our kids. This gives us a chance. And I think if we sleep on that opportunity, then our kids are the ones that are going to be suffering. If we did nothing, the status quo would continue. We'd be out of money sooner. And state takeover would be that much closer. So yes, we're not out of the woods yet. And there's a lot of work to do. But I think for us as an organization and for the city, what is the opportunity that we have? We have an opportunity to reimagine neighborhood schools, to reimagine neighborhood pathways, right? What would it look like now if every neighborhood knows where their kid can go to elementary school and has a real plan for how we're going to improve each neighborhood elementary school? We're a city of neighborhoods, and yet for too long, over 2/3 of our kids have not gone to the neighborhood elementary or neighborhood school in their area. Well, that's just meant disinvestment from our neighborhood schools, meaning that we have disinvestment in our neighborhoods. So if we really want to grow neighborhoods, grow strong neighborhoods, having neighborhood schools is going to be a way to do that. So we got to lean into that opportunity.
James Fogarty, my man, a truth to power, brother. Appreciate you know that, man.
Hey, thank you, Marty. Appreciate the time.
A lot of heavy lifting here, man.
It's the little things, the information you need, people you know, the little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Shopping for replacement windows? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
And we have a great selection of colors and finishes. Experience Metropolitan Window Company. Stop by our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
I went to a fabulous graduation party, high school. The family had 2 bespoke, handmade, custom-made Oakmont cakes. Man, to the family's specs. Beautiful. Handmade cookies with the kid's name. Handmade everything. Cupcakes, you name it. All of it made to the family's desire. This is what I love about Oakmont. They do it for you. It's amazing. Everything is delicious.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 70 degrees at 11 o'clock. I'm David Colorado. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, 45 years of experience and thousands of five-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. The FBI says it is now leading the investigation into last night's incident where shots were fired at ATF agents and Pittsburgh police who were looking for a suspect wanted on gun charges. The FBI says the federal agents and city police were conducting an authorized law enforcement operation when those shots were fired. The agency is saying in a statement that it wants to ensure the public that anyone who shoots at someone else, be it law enforcement or the public, will be brought to justice. Police also investigating an accident involving a school bus. This happened around 7:50 this morning on the 5500 block of Bryant Street in Highland Park. Photos show the bus on a sidewalk in the front crashed into a tree, the front of the bus sustaining heavy damage. A former Clairton volunteer fire official is accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from department accounts. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more details.
Police say Joseph Massaro is accused of taking nearly $37,000 from the Clairton Volunteer Fire Department while managing its finances. Investigators allege the money was spent over time on online and retail purchases, credit card payments, and ATM withdrawals. Officials say Massaro admitted to some of the spending, telling investigators some transactions were mistakes and others went toward family medical expenses. He's facing charges including theft by unlawful taking, receiving stolen property, and misappropriation of entrusted property. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
In a 6-2 vote with one abstention, the Pittsburgh School Board voting to move forward with its school closing plan. Board President Gene Walker.
I'm obviously pleased with the fact that we're able to move forward. I think this has been a process that has gone a lot longer than I hoped it would, but ultimately I think we ended up in the place where we needed to be, and our students and families will ultimately benefit as we begin implementation and make tweaks along the way.
The U.S. and Iran have traded strikes between one another, which is testing an already fragile ceasefire agreement. There's also no sign that either side is closer to an agreement to ultimately end the war. This as Israel has also restarted its attacks in Lebanon, in the southern part of the country, as well as in Beirut, the capital city. More now from ABC's Ian Pinnell in Jerusalem.
The ceasefire there doesn't look particularly credible at all, just as it hasn't in other places. For example, Israel's continued to bomb inside Gaza, and I think the situation overall looks pretty grim for all of those concerned.
The Pittsburgh Foundation has named its next president and CEO after a 5-month national search. The foundation's board of directors on Wednesday named William Gennaro as the organization's 7th president and CEO, effective August 1st. He founded Urban Innovation 21, creating over 500 jobs regionally. He succeeds Lisa Schroeder after her 7-year tenure. A Meadville resident is facing a recommended sentence of 8 years in federal prison for leading a Snapchat sexting conspiracy. 36-year-old Richard Martz was one of 7 men indicted for hacking at least 33 Snapchat accounts to sell and trade explicit images of unsuspecting victims, some of them minors, over the course of 2 years. 3 other defendants have pleaded guilty in the case and are awaiting sentencing in the case, which originated in federal court up in Erie. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is down. It just turned higher yet again. Now it's up 25 points. It's fluctuating all morning. The Nasdaq is steadily stronger. It's currently up 148, and the S&P 500, is up 34 points. KDK Sports, Game 4 of the Pirates and Cubs series tonight at 6:40. Paul Skeens gets the start for the Bucks. KDK Radio News Time, 11:03. It's currently 70, and it's sunny in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Think your health insurance isn't changing? Think again. Premiums are rising, subsidies may go away, and expensive surprises loom. Have Dina Schmidt and Michael Coleman from One Health Benefits be your health insurance advocates. From Medicare changes to ACA plans, the One Health Benefits experts navigate the insurance maze at no cost to you. Before you renew or enroll, call One Health Benefits. They work for you, not the insurance companies. Call 724-799-8873 or go to onehealthbenefits.com. ShellsFord.com.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Calvin.
With Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. You ever wait way too long for a haircut and finally get one and think, why didn't I do that months ago?
Oh, yeah. Suddenly you're walking taller, smiling bigger, and feeling like a new person.
That's exactly what it feels like when you finally replace that old roof or deck. You don't realize how bad it looked or how much better it could be until it's done.
And when it is, your whole house feels fresh again.
Give your home that clean-cut confidence with a new deck, roof, or siding project.
Call the Cousins.
Call the Cousins.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty, is we have an accident on southbound Route 28. This is right by the Shaler Waterworks area, and with the PennDOT cameras, we're able to see it is stuck in the left lane there, so everybody's squeezing by to the right, and in doing so, you are getting stuck in backups that greet you right around that Route 8 off-ramp, so you're sitting in some slow-go traffic down through the Etna bypass to get past that accident scene. Once you do so, everything rolls well to the North Shore, north side, and then points downtown, of course. Parkway West trying to get downtown through the Fort Pitt tunnels. You have a lineup of slow-go traffic beginning at the top of Green Tree Hill there. Outbound toward the airport, things are moving along nicely. By comparison, Parkway East inbound is heavy between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Outbound on the Parkway East, heading through the eastbound Squirrel Hill tunnels, you have heavy traffic beginning between the Greenfield Bridge overpass and the Squirrel Hill Homestead off-ramp. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be gorgeous with sunshine, some clouds, and an active breeze and low humidity, the high 72. Clear and cool tonight, low 46. Nice day tomorrow with sunshine, high 77. More sun than clouds Saturday, the high 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, I hear this all the time, and folks get scared about their debt. If you're struggling with your debt, give my friends at Harold, Shepley & Associates a call. Right, Harold?
Absolutely. We have offices throughout Pennsylvania, but you never need to come into the office. It's always a free consultation, and there's no travel required, so there's no reason to pick up the phone and not give us a call.
And don't hide from it.
Yeah, there's no reason to be ashamed. You want to get back on your feet and you need some help.
Check them out, ShepleyLaw.com.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
A lot of, what would I call it? Anger, rage. Over this slush fund Trump set up to pay off his supporters, the January 6 folks, the rioters, the folks who beat the hell out of cops. Several things happened overnight. First, I want to play this piece from CBS's Scott McFarland. Listen.
A whopper of a court filing just now from about 36 retired former federal judges asking the court to intervene and stop this slush fund from proceeding without an investigation and calling into question whether Trump and his own Department of Justice and his own IRS colluded to deceive the court when they closed out Trump's $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS and gave birth to the slush fund. According to the court filing from the former federal judges, some of which has some pretty fiery language, they say the court was deceived by Trump, that the settlement that ended that lawsuit against the IRS, quote, commandeers the contrived sum of $1.776 billion from the U.S. Treasury. What's more, the former federal judges in their court filing argue the parties to this case using the lawsuit between Trump against his IRS as legal justification for the actions they've taken, that this is not speculation, that the parties themselves have proclaimed it. They argue the settlement and the lawsuit was, quote, the product of collusion and is itself a fraud on the court.
And then there's this. This is the one that grabbed my attention, had me reaching out to one of the best attorneys and a friend, Phil DeLucente. Listen to this. The governor of California. Listen.
One thing that I think we're going to try to do with your support is tax 100%. Anyone from California that receives any of those funds, we want to tax 100% of those proceeds. And that's an action the state of California can take. It's an action we look forward to taking.
Man, he hates Trump. Man. Phil DeLucente, good morning, brother. How are you?
I'm good, Marty. How are you?
Politics aside, my man, and that's what this is. He hates Trump. Obviously, this is vindictive and spiteful and hateful and all that stuff. Is this legal, sir?
So I think you have to look to the Constitution on something that's suggested by Governor Newsom. And although he has that je ne sais quoi, that quality nobody can describe,
Yep.
he's very magnetic.
Charming. Yep, absolutely.
Yep. When you're imposing a tax, and this is really important, even if you use the lowest standard, Marty, you have to say, okay, is it rationally related to a legitimate government interest? And that's like the lowest standard that the courts will use. And the way it's already been conveyed, I don't know how it's going to be drafted up, but the way it's been conveyed, it sounds somewhat retaliatory.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Philly.
and you know, folks out there, their parents always taught them 2 wrongs don't necessarily make a right. So if you're going to challenge the fund for weaponization of the Justice Department and relief that should be granted to persons that were prosecuted unfairly, you take that up in the courts. This will undoubtedly be challenged, and I think it will fail. And I say that prematurely, but if I did see actually the legislation that they impose, but even if we were to take that lowest standard, you know, we're not like using the strict scrutiny test where it has to be direct, effective. That's just the lowest standard, and I can't see how it's rationally related to a legitimate government interest. And maybe other callers will say that they know, and maybe we'll get some constitutional experts, which I never claim to be. But I know enough that is a little bit sounding retaliatory, in my opinion.
And is it legal? And it'll certainly be challenged in the courts, and that could take forever, Phil.
Yeah, it will take forever. And then you have to say to yourself, okay, what's the standard that they are going to use to impose this? Simply someone that receives money. And when governments, look, I get politics.
Yes.
I don't like it, but I get it. And I know that they say things and then other things actually happen. But this is sort of scary when you're playing around with tax. Everybody has to pay their tax, right? The old saying, you have to die and pay your taxes. Those are 2 things you have to do. But when you start to have governmental entities to suggest, just like our colonial ancestors, what was it? Taxation without representation. Well, here you have something a little bit different, right? You have a 100% tax that's being imposed upon persons who were allegedly deprived of their rights. So when we start to look at this, Marty, from the Constitution, because everybody likes to say it's unconstitutional, it's unconstitutional. Well, what do you mean, Phil? Well, under the 5th Amendment, it would violate someone's due process. You could also argue under the taking clause that it's taking something from somebody, especially an aggrieved party. Then you might even add in the supremacy clause. So there's a lot of challenges to this.
Hey, Phil, this is why I love Phil. This is the Anti-Weaponization Fund, and here's what I found. While he maintains the state is an action the state can take, the legality of such a targeted and extreme tax rate will face immediate and significant constitutional challenges. How about that? It will be implemented either through the state legislature or as a ballot measure for voters to decide. Potential hurdles, due process, and commerce clauses. California is prohibited from imposing taxes that violate these federal constitutional protections. Equal protection. A tax targeting a specific group based on their association or the source of their income could be challenged under the 14th Amendment, which bars discrimination against persons within a state's jurisdiction. And if the tax is seen as discriminating against individuals based on political affiliation or expressive association, it would face high scrutiny in federal courts. Boom, Phil. Nailed it. Right?
Yeah. The due process, I did leave out the equal protection. That's probably one of the most valid. I should have probably led with that. That equal protection, because really what you're doing is you're targeting and you're not having persons being treated the same way. Now, look, just like the president, Gavin Newsom is playing to his base. We
Hell
all
yes.
know that
Hell yes.
But he and Josh Shapiro are the front runners for president of the United States. And I can tell you, that's where we're very lucky in this state to have Governor Shapiro, because he's a lawyer, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, he doesn't just say things, off the cuff. He's very smart, calculating, and he would make sure that it would have the muster. I could say I'm going to be the next U.S. Senator in the state of Pennsylvania, but what does that mean? How are you going to back it up? Who do you have for support? We could all say things, and everybody wants, right? We all want to be this and that.
Hey, Phil, I wanted to throw this in there.
What do you back it up with?
Listen to this. To your point, California's Constitution typically requires property and income to be taxed at a consistent percentage. A 100% rate on a specific fund is unprecedented and will conflict with existing state tax structures. In other words, Phil, political BS all around.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be challenged. And the two wrongs just don't make a right. Now, if he had said there's going to be a 45% tax, and that there's a legitimate purpose of it, but just that extreme of 100%. And he might even still have issues there. Okay, so this is something that we're going to see it play out in the courts. And as you had said earlier, nothing gets through the courts quickly. I could see this being challenged if it even gets affected. Because remember, if you're Gavin Newsom or you're President Trump, you're all thinking about midterms. How does this influence the overall parties? And I got to tell you something. I think both sides don't really get it right. We're all in the middle at the end of the day. And I just want to bring up this quick point. Can you remember the late 90s? People used to have debates and they'd say, I can't tell if they're Democrat or Republican. Everybody was getting along pretty well outside of maybe abortion and some really major issues. Economically, everything. Today, the lines are drawn.
Oh, yeah.
The lines are drawn so extreme.
Oh, yeah.
That we need more moderate. We need more moderate. That's what the whole country is about.
Phil DeLucente, my man, we're staying on top of this. It's great insight, brother. We will wait and see, my man. Thanks, Phil.
All right, thank you.
He's right. It's actually fascinating. 100% tax. That is Gavin Newsom giving Trump the finger, quite frankly. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
Well, we finally have a rush hour that has eased off to the point where just minor delays exist, Marty, so I'm heading over to the construction file for Washington County. This one kicked off today around 8 a.m. and can happen till 4 p.m., and this could happen each day, even on Saturdays through June 13th. This is line painting, and crews will begin on I-70 westbound at Spearsboro to the West Virginia state line. Then they'll continue on 70 eastbound to the I-70-79 interchange in South Strabane, and then they'll head northbound on 79 up to the Allegheny County line. Couple of common sense reminders. You want to stay back at least 500 feet from the painting equipment. This is a mobile crew. You also don't want to drive on those wet paint lines. Don't pass the paint truck or the shadow vehicle, and be patient. Those crews will pull over periodically to let traffic safely pass. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Host. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethost.com/terms.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and the world's #1 expandable hose has gone ballistic. The brand new Pocket Hose Ballistic is here, and it's the hose I reach for every time. This brand new anti-burst sleeve uses an extraordinary new liquid crystal polymer used in bulletproof vests, tough enough to handle anything your outdoor tasks throw its way. And that's not all. The Pocket Hose Ballistic comes with even more upgrades like thicker washers that resist leaks and an enhanced UV coating so your hose looks brand new year after year. What could be better than that? How about not one, but 2 free gifts with your purchase? For a limited time, when you purchase a new Pocket Hose Ballistic, you'll get a free 360-degree rotating pocket pivot and a free thumb drive nozzle. Just text SUMMER to 64,000. That's SUMMER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. That's SUMMER to 64,000.
Here's what makes Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service magnificent. 82-year-old woman, massive tree down, can't afford to have it removed. Carlos removes it because he cares about her. He cares about people. Greater Pitt Tree Service. Amazing work ethic. Amazing professionalism. Amazing pricing. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-8733. Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service. Amazing company.
Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
UPMC makes a difference in lives every single day. UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
To Patrick's point, Scott McFarland is not with CBS anymore. He's on his own. Just so you know. Play that Newsom clip again about this Trump crap. Listen, play it.
One thing that I think we're going to try to do with your support is tax 100%. Anyone from California that receives any of those funds, we want to tax 100% of those proceeds. And that's an action the state of California can take. It's an action we look forward to taking.
I love it. I think the whole damn thing is so ignorant. To give money to these people that beat the hell out of cops, threatening to hang people and kill people and destroyed property in the Capitol. And first the idiots got pardoned, which is disgusting enough, and now they want to get money out of it. It's gross. It's sickening. But that ain't gonna fly. It just isn't. And here's the beauty of California, not to be a jerk, but as their tax situation is right now, anyone that gets that money, they'll lose about half of it right off the top to taxes right away. Just the truth. If you spent time in California or worked there, and I've worked there, I worked in Los Angeles on a show called The Crusaders, kind of a Get Marty on scale at national level, and have been there 8,000 times. It's insanely taxed, and it's why they're actually losing population. Because if you live there, it's magnificent there. What happens is you wake up there, because you hear all this stuff about fires and traffic and smog and cost. The average price of a home in L.A. is $850,000, all this stuff. And taxes are exorbitantly high, and they are. And transportation and everything is expensive. And then you live there. And you wake up every single day, and it's friggin' perfect. It's absolutely beautiful. And then you go to Manhattan Beach, and you're like, damn, okay. Then you take your kids and you go to Malibu, and you're like, damn, okay. And then you go south to San Diego, if you wish, and it's paradise. It just is. And again, it's why everything's so expensive there, because housing costs are crazy. Everything is insanely expensive. But when you're there, whew, head up north to Carmel. Wow. Drive along the Pacific Coast Highway. And you understand why people love it there. It takes your breath away. It's just that beautiful. But when I lived there, everything was insanely expensive. And traffic was crazy. And taxes are crazy. And I got off track there, but Gavin Newsom represents a very, what would the word be, progressive thinking state that has suffered the consequences of that because a lot of companies and folks have moved. I know a number of folks that moved to Austin, Texas from California. Why? Taxes. Don't buy into the rhetoric that I left California for politics. That's bull crap. When you're out there, unless you're following Gavin Newsom around or you're at these ignorant rallies, you're going after ICE agents trying to make arrests, you are living the dream. Everything is beautiful. It's always beautiful. Magnificent. But they moved from California, and they lost about 1 million population in the L.A. region, and about the same in San Francisco. When you leave California and move to Austin, Texas, you're getting a massive raise because they pay no state income tax. And housing's cheaper. And health care is cheaper. And life is cheaper. A significant number of Californians moved to Colorado. Why? Same thing. Taxes, housing costs. At the end of the day, right now, if you get that money from this Trump slush fund, anti-retaliation payments, you're paying 50% as it is. If they tack onto that, okay. But it will never be 100%. It's politics at its finest. Phil DeLucente made a great point. We are completely divided as a country. Completely. There's no one on the fence. There's left or right, no one in the center. And here we are. But that tax, 100% tax, will never be legal. Ever. Under any situation. I've been playing this greatest hits all day. I want to play it again. This is the guy that loves my show and called in and wanted you folks to hear this message he left for me. His name is Thomas Myers, M-Y-E-R-S, 814 area code, probably in Altoona. We're going to play it several times more today. Listen.
I just want to say, you suck, dude. You're a moron. You have a really punchable face. I wish I was close enough to punch you, but I'm not. So, you'll go unpunched. But that jawline, oof, buddy. It's waiting for a crack, and someone's going to do it. It's not going to be me, but have fun with that.
I think he likes my jawline. It's kind of distinct. Trevin, is that what he's trying to say? That I'm attractive to him? Trevin?
I'm not involved, man.
What do you mean, man?
No, you know what, man?
Patrick, isn't that what he's saying? He thinks I'm cute. Good for you, buddy.
Sounds like it.
It's not right, Patrick?
Just say, Thomas, I love you too.
I don't. He's a low IQ jagoff, but I think he's into me, big time into me. Oh, yeah.
Life's best moments start with perfect choices. For Connie Nowak, it was a trolley ride and a 67-year love story. A life of family, smart decisions, and companionship with Chester the cat. Her retirement choice? The Village at St. Barnabas. Recreation, healthcare, close to family, everything on her list. Plus, it's an exceptional retirement value with a flexible entry process and affordable rates. St. Barnabas Retirement Communities, stbarnabascommunities.com, or call 724-444-5568.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-960-3377. That's 800-960-3377. 800-960-3377.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. that make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds. And you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Turning 65? Are you overwhelmed by Medicare options? With over 60 plans to choose from, it's easy to get confused. MediConnect is hosting free in-person workshops across Pittsburgh for answers you need. No obligation, just advice. Whether you have questions about coverage, prescriptions, retirement goals, MediConnect's team will assist in finding the right plan for you. Call 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. Medicare made simple.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 71 degrees at 11:30. I'm David Colorado. Pittsburgh police say the driver of that school bus that slammed into 4 parked cars, some steps, and then a tree was taken to the hospital in stable condition. This accident happened on the 5500 block of Bryant Street just before 8 this morning. Public safety officials say 10 students were evaluated for bumps and bruises. The Pittsburgh Public School Board voting to approve a plan to close 12 schools and 9 buildings. News Radio KDKA's Paul Alexander has more.
The board voted to push the changes back a year to the 2027-28 school year, but the vote was in favor of the changes.
A motion is approved and a resolution is approved. 6 yes, 2 no, and 1 abstention.
Some people were extremely upset when the vote was finalized. Superintendent Dr. Wayne Walter says the plan is not about just the buildings.
It represents a long-term commitment to creating a stronger, more equitable opportunity for students throughout our district.
Dr. Walters was also extremely empathetic to those who will be affected the most by the forced changes. He also said that while the schools themselves will be around for another year, the planning will begin as soon as they can. Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
The Pittsburgh FBI is now leading the investigation after shots were fired at ATF and Pittsburgh police officers last night in the Upper Hill District. The incident began to unfold around 11 p.m. on the 900 block of Clarissa Street. Shots were fired at an ATF agent's vehicle, but the officer was not injured. City police say 2 people who were taken in for questioning have since been released. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently fractionally higher, up about 1 point. The Nasdaq is having a good day. It's up 169 points, and the S&P 500 is currently 36 points higher. KDK Radio News Time coming up on 11:32. Our next update is at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Save big on a new roof during Home Genius Exterior's Memorial Day roofing sale. Get 50% off all roofing materials, then take an extra $500 off, plus 0% APR and no payments till 2027. Call now to schedule your free, no-obligation roof and attic inspection. Save big with our best offer of the year. Call Home Genius Exteriors today at 855-U-R-GENIUS. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. See website for details.
Man, I'll tell you what, this is why I love NASCO Roofing. Not only are they the best I've ever seen, with a lifetime warranty on the roof and labor. Folks, the greatness of NASCO. Pastor in the Rocks needed a roof. NASCO put it on at cost. Actually lost money. NASCO Roofing. My roof, my brother's roof, my sister's roof, NASCO, they get it. 412-373-2000, NASCO. 412-373-2000.
Pittsburgh, we've got a problem. Home care is in crisis and there aren't enough caregivers to meet the demand. So if you've got a loved one with Medicaid and needs care, don't wait. Freedom Care was built for this moment. We help you get care at home from someone you already trust. A family member or friend who can get paid to help with everyday needs like meals, medication, bathing, and mobility. If you have Medicaid, it's 100% free to you. No waiting lists. Just real care from your people right now. Freedom Care handles it all. Training, payroll, and support. So you can stay safe and comfortable at home and your caregiver gets paid after every shift guaranteed. With 97% satisfaction and over 150 million hours of care delivered, Pittsburgh families are already making the switch to care at home. Take care of your own and get paid with Freedom Care. Call 412-844-5990. That's 412-844-5990. Call now, 412-844-5990. 412-844-5990.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play.
Who let the dogs out?
Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty, is we have a little bit of sluggish traffic for you coming southbound on Route 28 between the 31st Street Bridge and the off-ramp for East Ohio Street. Also, it's a little bit heavy for you as you come across the Fort Duquesne Bridge and try to head up onto the outbound lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge. No accidents in your way, just sluggish traffic. Parkways east and west have minor slowdowns approaching each of their respective tunnels. Want to head over to the construction file and remind you that as you're traveling in Shaler Township during your overnight tonight, some gas line installation work will force single-lane restrictions on Route 8 in both directions between Old Butler Plank Road and Glenshaw Glass. That's from 7 tonight until 5 tomorrow morning. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunny to partly cloudy the rest of today. Breezy this afternoon with low humidity, the high 72. Moonlit and cool tonight, though 46. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 77. More sun than clouds Saturday, high 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Here we go. It's a Thursday. Yep, I'm going to guide you through 2 to 6. Colin Dunlap right here, KDK.
I'm going to play this till you get tired of hearing it like a hit, but I want Pastor Hogan to hear this because he might have to pray for this guy. This guy was high or drunk or both, and he called here yesterday and threatened me. He's attracted to my jaw. Listen to this clip. We keep playing it because we love it. Listen. Play the hits.
I just want to say, you stop, dude. You're a moron. You have a really punchable face.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was close enough to punch you, but I'm not.
No.
So, you'll go unpunched. But that jawline, oof, buddy. It's waiting for a crack, and someone's going to do it. It's not going to be me, but have fun with that.
Look at my man, Patrick. You seen him shake his head?
I saw it.
My man.
Yep.
Pastor, can we say a little prayer for him before we get going, sir? Dear Lord, take this man and get him into rehab or jail, please. Please, Lord.
Wow. Yeah, Lord, help us all to grow up so
no
we can
kidding,
put all
man.
that childishness behind us.
Come on, Pastor. Hey, first of all, before I say anything about what we're getting into here, man, you and your wife, I always see, and I say this, I was at a graduation party Saturday, and the young man who they're having the party for was so charming and kind and engaging. And I mean this. And, Pastor, it's tough with teenagers, right? They don't give a damn. And this man cared. And he talked to me and my wife, and he had that it factor. Kind, engaging, friendly, charming, conversational, didn't want to leave. And I saw his dad yesterday. He happens to run all the stations here. His name's Michael Spack, and his son graduated, and we were at his house. And I said to him, and I'm going to say the same thing to you, what you've done and what your wife has done with your magnificent daughter is all about you as a father. And when you see her, folks, she's kind, engaging, charming, charismatic, energetic, enthusiastic, and positive as hell. And my man, of all the things you've done in your life that you think you jacked up, you did that right, my man. And congratulations. He sent me a photo this morning. She's graduating. Congratulations, brother. Really. Cool stuff.
Thank you very much. Praise God. You know, I'm extra excited that given that she could have looked like me or like her mother, I'm really thankful she looks like her mother.
I didn't want to say, but there's that. She's stunning, actually, gorgeous. But guys like us who have done some stupid, ignorant things in our lives and either paid the price and learned from it, as you have, we hope that our kids don't make those same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And we hope that they find the greatness in both of us, you and your wife, and manifest that into a great human being. And I'm seeing that with her. And you must see it too, right?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. Whatever path she chooses to follow after university, I'm sure it's going to be impactful.
That being said, this whole notion of, and I thought of you first yesterday because you're in the rocks, and you minister and preach to these folks in the rocks, and you save some and you lose others. And the lament of that school district is awful. Pastor, horrible test scores, horrible truancy, horrible dropout rates, horrible reading skills and math skills, almost deplorable, yes, sir? Like frighteningly bad at times.
Yeah, very broken. Yes. Very, very broken.
And so the parents are up in arms because their kids aren't allowed to express themselves by wearing their own clothes. They're being forced to wear uniforms. I find that a little bizarre in a place where most of the kids have horrible truancy problems, horrible dropout rates, horrible test scores, that mommy and daddy would be worried about my kid wants to express himself or herself. Isn't that a little bit out of focus, sir?
It's way out of focus. One of the issues in the past was that when the kids could wear whatever they wanted to wear, some kids were getting beat up for their clothing, for their purse, for their shoes, and parents would not have money for their electric bill, but would buy $300 shoes for their kids because the kids feel like they have to compete to have a certain look or certain style. And when you have uniforms, you don't have any of that. It makes no sense to be up in arms about this at all.
In fact, sir, and I challenge anyone out there, the data shows that kids who wear uniforms are more focused. They get better test scores. There's less anxiety and competition. And, sir, fewer shootings. Yes, shootings. There are a significant number of shootings over tennis shoes and watches and jewelry and purses in schools. Yes, sir?
Oh, yeah. And you have to think about what does express myself mean? Because what is it that you're expressing? The chief of police told me maybe 5-6 years ago that the biggest issue that they were having at the high school was girls turning tricks in hidden spots in the school.
What?
And so yeah, seriously, that's what the chief of police told me. And so we have to change the culture to make it something worth expressing. We can't just be like, oh, my kid needs to express themselves when all they've learned in life has been such a difficult road. You can take a season and improve things, and then what they have to say has value to it. But right now, what are you fighting for? You're fighting for for showing more skin and having vulgar T-shirts, or what? Because it doesn't make any sense. If you can have the kids just focus on learning, if you can improve the school district, if you can make it so that you're not complaining about testing because testing reveals the problem, but you're excited about testing because it shows the improvement, then you're talking about a different atmosphere. But right now you're just fighting for the same old atmosphere.
Let me read you something that's going to make you depressed. Patrick, listen to this. Stowe Rocks. Test scores. Proficiency rate, state average. In the district, Pastor, 6% of the students test proficient in math, sir. 16%, sir, in reading, Pastor. Elementary school, 11% proficient in math. 20% proficient in reading. In a ranking of schools in America, of 17,000 schools, Stowe Rocks is ranked at 14,000 plus. Sir, clothing isn't the problem, is it, sir? And self-expression. Sir, those test scores are criminal. They're so low. Right?
They're horrific, and they're horrifying, and should be an offense to anybody. But also, every one of those kids is going to be handed a diploma and sent out into the world, even though 94% of them can't read. That's terrifying. I coach these kids in baseball, and I love them, and I invest in them. But we have to, as we're working with the kids, teaching them fundamentals of baseball, talk to them about their language, talk to them about how they're perceiving something, talk to them about not fighting each other in the dugout while we're busy trying to coach the bases. And the whole situation is atrocious. And I wish that the leaders of both of the towns that make up Stowe Rocks would make better choices for the town, because you can't fix a lot of this until you improve the tax base. And right now, if you go up and down Broadway, which is the main street in Stowe, everything's for sale. Even the pawn shop went out of business. And so it's like, how do you fix this?
Hey, man. There's more. The upper elementary school, 2% proficient in math, 2. 10% in reading. The junior, senior high school, 1% proficient in math. Pastor, that's criminal, sir. Someone should go to jail.
Yeah, and here's the surprising thing. Most of those teachers aren't bad teachers.
That's right.
What they're dealing with is they're a babysitting service, because when you have kids show up for kindergarten who know every cuss word but don't know how to tie their shoes and don't know their alphabet, you're already starting down in a hole. And when you're policing kids from beating each other all day long, from beating up teachers all day long, from boys trying to keep them from hanging all over the girls all day long. The issue is that the teachers aren't terrible. The circumstances that they're in are terrible.
Wow.
And we have to improve from the ground up. And that's why it breaks my heart to hear parents worried about dress code, because no, fix what you're handing off to the school so that the kids have a better shot.
Hey, at the last Keystone exams, 1% proficient in math in high school, 4% proficient in biology, 12% proficient in science, 14 in literature, and 16 in English. And they're worried about being able to wear fancy clothes and $300 tennis shoes.
Right. And if the school would say, you know what, if you can't read, you're not graduating,
right,
that would start to increase the pressure. But I think I told you before, I know somebody who didn't go their entire senior year and quit halfway through their junior year, and they handed her a diploma that said she graduated from high school. And as long as that's your attitude, that everybody gets a diploma because this is how we get paid, there's no incentive to fix it for the parents. While they got their certification, they can get some menial job somewhere.
Yeah. Pastor Hogan, truth to power, sir. Thank you.
Hey, have a great day, guys.
Man. 1% proficient in algebra. Someone should go to jail. Shameful. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty? Is we have heavy traffic for you on the front side of Green Tree Hill, right around that Parkway Center Mall on-ramp as you fit to and through those Fort Pitt tunnels. At times, we're seeing congestion as you're trying to get up onto the outbound lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge, heading toward the western suburbs and the airport through the Fort Pitt tunnels. So just be aware of that. Parkway East inbound is heavy between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. And just a reminder, as you're traveling through Washington and Westmoreland counties, do watch for bridge inspection on Interstate 70 in Washington County near exit 36. That's Fallowfield Township, Washington County. Single lane restrictions could greet you in both directions on I-70 today until about 3 p.m. as they're doing bridge inspection there. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Make 380 Auction of Murraysville your next stop for all your spring needs. Great prices on vegetable and flower flats. Savings every day. 380 Auction has name brand furniture, tools, automotive supplies, pet supplies, lawn and garden, toys, food, and new items arriving daily. 380 Auction is open Tuesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 724-339-3132. That's 724-339-3132. Or log on to shop380.com and save.
Now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. North Hills restaurant Waylide Dim Sum closed its doors for good. The restaurant first opened at 3200 McIntyre Square Drive in the spring of 2024 with a menu focused on Cantonese dim sum dumplings and Taiwanese noodles. The restaurant, located just off McKnight Road, has now announced on social media it will be closing. Representatives for the restaurant did not respond to requests for comment. Also, Buchanan, Ingersoll & Rooney has extended its lease for the flagship downtown Pittsburgh office at the Union Trust Building. The Davis Companies, the Boston-based real estate investment development and management firm that acquired the iconic building at 501 Grant Street in 2017, announced on May 27th that it secured a long-term lease extension with the law firm. Buchanan will continue to occupy 115,000 square feet, Davis said. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I get depressed when I hear those test scores. 1% proficient in math, and these parents are screaming because their kids need to buy their own clothes and stand up and be more expressive. Listen to this. So we went through the rates of proficiency in math, 1%, 2%, 4%. Stowe Rocks has one of the highest truancy rates in the state. Wow. 75% of the students in the highest need buildings miss more than 10% of the school year. Wow. Stowe Rocks Junior, Senior High School. Only 27%, Patrick, maintain regular attendance. Woo!
27%?
27%.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. Stowe Rocks Primary Center. Only 33% maintain regular attendance. That means 66% are absent, sir. Stowe Rocks Middle School. Only 44% maintain regular attendance. My God. This is not the America we signed up for. This is not the America that these students deserve. I have to review this stuff for you folks. And so this narrative in the context of the parents are yelling because their kids aren't allowed to buy their own clothes, standing up against this. They're revolting against having to wear uniforms. It's almost impossible for a school to have 1% proficiency in math. But that's the junior, senior high school at Stowe Rocks. Folks, if you have 100 kids in the classroom, 99 of them can't do simple math. That's abject failure. Wow. 15% proficient in reading. Let me be a jerk here. They can't get into CCAC for anything. They can't get into a trade school. If 99% of the kids are not proficient in math, which this says they're not, 1% proficient in algebra. That's the low-level math. We're not even into calculus or statistics. They can't learn a trade. They cannot pass the test to go into the Army. They can't. They can't pass the test to be a cop. No. They cannot count change at a grocery store or a big box store. And the parents are screaming and yelling that their kids are being ordered to wear uniforms. In this narrative you've heard in the last week or so about parents up in arms because their kids have to wear uniforms at these schools, has anyone mentioned the test scores? Nah. The dropout rate? Nah. Not one person? Nah. There is no race to the bottom here. They are at the bottom. There is no way in hell the good people of Stowe Rocks should be paying taxes for that sort of abysmal education. There's no way in hell that's acceptable. Under any circumstance, at any level, there is no argument to suggest this is okay. In the entire system, 6% test proficient in math. And as I mentioned in the last hour, of 18,000 high schools roughly in America that they rank, U.S. News & World Report has Stowe Rocks in the 14,000 plus category. It's that bad. Oh, it makes you sad. It just makes me sad. Scary stuff.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
Dreaming of your next getaway? AAA Travel makes it easy with a wide variety of vacation options, from exciting cruises and guided tours to relaxing, all-inclusive resorts. Want to skip the airport? Ask about their no-fly cruises. Just hop on a comfortable motor coach from the Pittsburgh area to nearby ports like New York or New Jersey. Then set sail stress-free. No flying, no driving, just vacation. Visit your local AAA office or call 1-800-354-8761 to start planning today.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life, your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
What can make me feel this?
The Temptations.
My girl, my girl.
And the Four Tops. Friday, June 5th, 7:30 p.m., the Benedum Center. The Temptations. And the Four Tops. On sale at trustarts.org and 412-456-6666.
Hi, this is Father Tom Burke of the Diocese of Pittsburgh. Join me for Catholic Education Plus as we explore summer enrichment programs. Catholic Education Plus airs this Sunday morning at 6:30 and is sponsored by Sam and Judy Spanos and the Diocese of Pittsburgh.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Host. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethost.com/terms.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and the world's #1 expandable hose has gone ballistic. The brand new Pocket Hose Ballistic is here, and it's the hose I reach for every time. This brand new anti-burst sleeve uses an extraordinary new liquid crystal polymer used in bulletproof vests, tough enough to handle anything your outdoor tasks throw its way. And that's not all. The Pocket Hose Ballistic comes with even more upgrades like thicker washers that resist leaks and an enhanced UV coating so your hose looks brand new year after year. What could be better than that? How about not 1, but 2 free gifts with your purchase? For a limited time, when you purchase a new Pocket Hose Ballistic, you'll get a free 360-degree rotating pocket pivot and a free thumb drive nozzle. Just text SUMMER to 64,000. That's SUMMER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. That's SUMMER to 64,000.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 72 degrees at 12 o'clock. I'm David Ballarado. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. TrustPJ.com. And by the elder law attorneys of Julian Gray Associates. Safeguard your assets and ensure your wishes are honored. A Verona man is charged with criminal homicide in a workplace shooting in Springdale. Allegheny County Police have now charged 32-year-old Nico Hostler in the killing of his manager, 53-year-old Christopher Ashbaugh. The two worked at Oaks Towing, and according to the criminal complaint, an argument between the two over a late service call escalated. Senior advocates in Pennsylvania say unregulated skill games are draining funding from vital aging services. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more details.
Officials say the games, often found in bars, truck stops, and convenience stores, are diverting millions from state lottery-backed programs that support older adults. That funding helps area agencies on aging provide meals, investigate abuse cases, and support in-home caregivers. Leaders warn that without new revenue, agencies could face longer wait lists and possible service cuts as the senior population grows. Governor Josh Shapiro has proposed a 52% tax on skill games expected to generate about $2 billion, but the plan has stalled in Harrisburg. Advocates are also pushing for an additional $107 million to avoid reductions in services. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
According to a new economic report, more people are going hungry now than they were during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has more.
This new report from the New York Fed shows what they call a remarkable rise in food insecurity, especially among those living paycheck to paycheck. And it's especially troubling because it impacts those with young children. Between late 2025 and early 2026, there was a sharp rise in households reporting that they had to skip meals, use food banks, and rely on SNAP benefits or dip into savings to cover their groceries, which are now 2.9% more expensive than a year ago.
A man has been arrested for a hit and run in Pitcairn. According to Allegheny County Police, 22-year-old Patrick Buddy was behind the wheel of a Kia Optima when it hit a pedestrian on Broadway Boulevard and fled the scene. The pedestrian is still listed in critical condition at a Monroeville hospital. Operating revenue and income both up at UPMC in the first quarter. The health system reporting more than $8.4 billion in operating revenue during the period, which is up from $8.2 billion a year ago. Operating income was up $24 million, due in part to things like rate increases in Medicaid. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow was 33 points higher. The Nasdaq is having a very good day, up 161 points, and the S&P 500 is currently 36 points higher. KDKA Sports, Game 4 of the Pirates and the Cubs series tonight at 6:40. Paul Skeens gets the start for the Bucks. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. Time to call Dina Schmidt and Michael Coleman at One Health Benefits at 724-799-8873 for the right health insurance plan that can save you thousands. It is currently 72 degrees in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Hey, it's Pony for my friends at Comer and Cross. Does your garage floor have cracked and stained concrete? Mine did. Maybe your garage floor had a bad epoxy or paint job. A new Comer and Cross garage floor is going to transform your whole garage, and all it's going to take is one day. I love mine, and you'll love yours. If you call them right now, and you should do it, don't waste another second. They'll take 50% off your installation. So here's that number, 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. A Comer and Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And just like they did for me, they will make it so easy for you. Stuff in your garage, they'll take it out. Cracks and pits, they'll fix them perfectly. Look just like new. And they're going to put their proprietary Comer and Cross finish on it. So I want you to call them now and get that 50% off installation. The number is 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. 800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERCross.com. It's Comer and Cross Premium Concrete Coating.
Injured? This is attorney Ed Shenderovich of Shenderovich and Fishman. Our fee is only 25%, and we guarantee we'll win your case or you pay nothing. So call us at 888-98-TWINS. We've got your back, not your wallet.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunny to partly cloudy the rest of today. Breezy this afternoon with low humidity, the high 72. Moonlit and cool tonight, though 46. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 77. More sun than clouds Saturday, high 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
There's one box that you'd run back into your burning house to grab. It's the box filled with your videotapes, film reels, and photos. Those sentimental, meaningful, irreplaceable moments. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago so that we could help families save their memories from being destroyed by floods or fires.
And it's not just natural disasters, Adam. Every day, videotapes and photos are slowly fading away, decaying, neglected in closets and attics.
Digitizing your old media stops fading, and preserving those recordings means they are safe forever. It's like magic, converting your shoebox of memories into digital files, ready to watch and share.
It's the only way to ensure your legacy is safe for generations. That's why over 1 million families have already trusted Legacy Box. Legacy Box is simple and easy, it works, and is safe. We'd love to preserve your family's collection. Don't wait. The risk is too great.
Visit legacybox.com/radio to save 50%. That's legacybox.com/radio to get started and save. Legacybox.com/radio.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
There are major issues in America. That's fine. But massive issue in America is home ownership. When my parents got married at 18, and by the way, in that day, everybody did. You bought a house, man, it was $7,000. And that's the truth. My parents bought a house for $7,000. My father had one shirt and worked 3 jobs and went to college at night, period. Veteran, the whole thing. Every single guy and gal they knew had a damn house. Everyone in America had a house. Not no more. No one can afford a house except rich folks. Do the math, man. Had this conversation a lot, and Patrick knows this because it's one of my personal pet peeves. 5-6 million Americans cannot afford a damn home, and now they're getting jacked with by these big venture capital firms that buy up tens of thousands of homes and then charge them out the wazoo for rent and screw them even further. Kiki is one of my favorite people. Why? Because she gets it. She understands it. and sees the dilemma. This is a massive problem, isn't it, my dear?
It is. But we got some solutions.
We do.
We're working on something.
Now, she's enlightening me on this stuff because I see no hope for the middle class.
Oh.
I don't. When the average price of a home in a decent neighborhood is insanely expensive. In Pittsburgh, $354 in a gram.
Yep.
But you have folks with us who say there is hope and there is opportunity.
Yes.
Introduce them, please.
Oh, my goodness. My good friend, Monique Winston. And we have Mr. Malik Potter, who is here. Monique Winston is the president of M-Wins Consulting. And they have an event happening this Saturday at Petra International Ministries.
Nice.
It is the Pittsburgh Affordable Housing, Affordable Home Ownership Roadshow. Sorry, Monica. I mean, Monique, I'm like flustered right now because I have so many emotions with this conversation. But this is like the third time that this event has happened in the city of Pittsburgh, and they're addressing the concerns, Marty, that people have ambitions of becoming a homeowner, but they have questions and they don't understand, and they may have fears, right? And because it's a little intimidating, and people think you're supposed to have a whole bunch of money, and but that's not the case when it comes to this program.
Hey, Monique, and Malik, thank you so much for doing this. This is important to me.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying, though, right? It's a big, big friggin' hill to climb.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, Marty, we're right there. Trust me, I'm right there with you. So let me say this. First of all, thank you for having me.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but we talked a few years ago about this. You probably don't even remember.
No, I do.
But...
No, we need this.
Right. So listen. So first of all, let me tell you, Malik and I are right there with you, and we understand the affordability issue. This is not something that I just do in Pittsburgh. We go all around the country, and people are surprised when they find out this is not my full-time job. I'm like, no, this is my passion job.
Wow.
So let me tell you, first of all, to address your point, you are so right. Affordability is an issue. And I always say, okay, Monique, calm your emotions and make your message match the audience.
Okay.
So on one side of the fence, Marty, I am in rooms with people who make decisions, who make policy information. I'm advocating for one big thing that you mentioned is there has to be something done about outside investors coming into communities, buying up properties. So everything you mentioned, you're spot on.
Hold on.
So what
Monique, that's real. That's friggin' criminal. That's real. Real.
It's real. It is real. And I listen. So what Malik and I try to do is say, okay, calm your emotions. Let's separate the audience. So when we're in one audience with people who can make changes in those areas, we're fighting tooth and nail for that. Like, how can we stop this? Can we make it so they can't bulk purchase? Because sometimes they're not just buying one house, Marty, they're buying the whole darn block, right?
Yep.
So we're doing that. But then on the other hand, we say, okay, what we also know is despite all of that, people want to buy homes, and they should be able to buy homes. So we have events like this to help educate, tell people this is what's going on. This may be the situation you're in, but this is how we can improve your situation so that you can position yourself. I lived in Pittsburgh for 17 years. I bought my first house in the Chartiers area, great block, great neighborhood. You know, everyone.
How much? Hold on. How much? How much was it?
How much back then? I think it was 80-something thousand.
Can't touch that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that was in 1990. Oh, skip when that was, because none of your business, Marty, what year that was. But believe it or not, ironically, Pittsburgh is actually considered one of the more affordable major housing markets in the country. And the reason, but you know what, the real reason that is because in many markets, home prices have outpaced wages.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? And so in Pittsburgh, believe it or not, and not saying it's perfect, but it is actually affordable. WPXI did a study, and they showed that, you know, you can make, you know, 58 to 60,000 and actually be able to afford a home, whereas in other areas you don't want to know what some of the numbers are.
Let me drag Malik Potter into this. Malik, how are you?
I'm doing well, Marty. Thank you.
My man, you tell me, I'm being honest with you. You tell me right now, a man's making 65 grand. Where the hell, and be honest with me, where the hell in Pittsburgh can a man buy a home with a salary of $65,000 that he can afford, that he can qualify for? Where? Name it. Where?
So in the east side of Pittsburgh, there's a lot of opportunities I see where they're outskirts of the gentrified areas, these areas being taken over by the outside people. There's opportunities. And I think one key component when we talk about education, it's not always how much money you make, it's what you're doing with your money.
Nice.
It's the education between where you're spending your dollars, how you're keeping track of your money. If you're an entrepreneur, are you keeping your books in order? Are you keeping your credit together? And these are what create more opportunity to create that ownership. Now, outside of that, I would also speak to the scarcity. It's not only just about, can I afford the house? Is there a house for me to buy?
Right
Am
on.
I competing with 10 other people?
Monique, come on, same question. Name one neighborhood, not the East End. Name one neighborhood in Pittsburgh where I'm making $65,000 where I can afford to buy a home. Name the neighborhood.
Wilkinsburg.
Oh.
It's true, though.
Some parts of Penn Hills. See, Marty, this one means you got to have a concept. Everybody doesn't desire or need to live in Shady Side
I didn't say that.
Wickley.
I didn't say that.
So there are some areas, but hold on. Also, you have to look at, we have, and I'll say this generationally, right? I have a millennial, I have a Gen Z. Some people have lost the concept of a starter home. Right? Every home doesn't have to be your dream home.
No, you're right. All right, can you guys hang? Can you guys hang through the break? I need you. All right?
Absolutely.
I love this stuff. And she's right. I've never believed that everybody should be able to afford a home in Sewickley. But I believe that everybody should be able to afford a home in a good neighborhood with good schools. And that's a problem. We'll be right back.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg with your KFC weekend weather update. On Saturday, expect partly sunny skies with a drop in temperatures. The high will be 67 degrees. Moving into Sunday, there will be intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high reaching 69 degrees. Introducing the KFC $10 bucket of the day deal. Now, every weekday, you get a different bucket of crispy, crunchy chicken for just $10 each. 24 nuggets, $10, 8 piece, $10, 10 wings, $10, 8 tenders, $10 only at KFC. Prices and participation may vary while supplies last.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 20% and get financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Get everything you need for the entire job delivered. From lumber to drywall, flooring, and fixtures, get it all delivered from the Home Depot. With same day, next day, or any day delivery. Staying on track and on time is crucial to your job. That's why it's our job to get you what you need when you need it. We deliver the supplies. You deliver the results. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I have every intention of doing a lot more with Kiki because I get her and she gets me and she gives a damn and so do I. I think there's a part of this audience that we don't reach is because I'm ignorant at times and don't try to reach them, and I think she provides that as well. We're building a very special foundation that we will announce fairly soon with a big chunk of cash that will be used to make a difference in this town, and that's why I'm here. It's why I'm blessed to have friends like Kiki and, quite frankly, her husband who's sitting to my left, and we're going to make a great team, and we're going to kick some ass together with Monique and Malik, and I have them with us today. All right, guys, so folks are out there thinking, Marty's right, I can't afford a home, I'm screwed. How do we turn them around on that and get them focused on, yeah, I can own a home, and we can start here? How do I do that?
Good. That's perfect, Marty. So I think, to your point, it's important that we don't discourage people, right, from planning because, you know, the market may feel challenging today, but when you think about it, affordability issue, interest rates can be an issue, but preparation, it matters, right? Education matters, financial literacy matters, and that's why we have events like this. One of the things we want people to do is come out because, first of all, people try to self-assess, right? I can't do this because I've been through a divorce. I can't do this. I can't do this because I filed bankruptcy.
My credit score sucks.
Right. Give me a scenario, and I'll give you a testimony to match that scenario.
Wow.
You know, so here's the thing. We have to make sure that we provide events like this. You know, there are things that can help with affordability. You know, we're going to talk about, hey, is there any money still out there? And if so, where is it? And can I stack it, right? You know, does the lender have 5 that I can put with the county's 5 and somebody else's 5, and now I got 15? We have to provide.
Well, hold on, Monique. So there are deals like that out there?
Oh my gosh! And I have to come back to you and bring some folks who have been through some things and show you. But I can give you an example. Now, this person was actually in Cleveland, but Cleveland and Pittsburgh, very similar markets. And her parents actually live in Pittsburgh. Long story short, she went to closing. I think she closed in December. She took a check home. There are things out there, but you know what else is happening, Marty? The people who need the information most don't know about it and don't have access to it, so it doesn't do anybody any good. So we have to have these events, and so that's why we're telling people, hey, come out to the Pittsburgh Affordable Housing Roadshow because, again, this is sponsored by and hosted by PNC Bank, Mount Airy Church, Petra International Ministries, TransUnion, everybody that's bringing a different vantage point to the table, right? The church, the credit folks. And so we want to make sure people come out, even if they're thinking like you, there's no hope, I can't do this. Come out because let's just say it's not the right time for you. But hell, let's tell you how you can get there in the next year, 6 months, 6 years. You know, it's not about necessarily am I going to buy today, but how can I position myself that this can be a reality for me and my family?
Hey, Malik. Malik, if a couple comes to you, because this happens quite a bit, and they've got a 580 credit score, and they got a couple thousand for a down payment, and that's it, and they make $70,000. Can you get them in a house, and how the hell do you pull that off?
So absolutely, Marty. I mean, I have a few examples. I've worked with individuals. Sometimes there is a seller financing option that people can do where the community supports itself.
Wow.
You can purchase a home and help someone as well as helping them get into things like the Financial Empowerment Center to help build their credit while they're in that running process of the seller financing. There's also organizations like the Federal Credit Union on the Hill District or Richard Witherspoon who are creating their own mortgage loan products. And they're actually taking control of that process for underwriting and helping to reduce the barriers. So like Monique is saying, there's a lot of resources, and it's just about things like this roadshow where people need to know that they are supported and there is help. They just need guided through that roadmap.
So Monique, same question. Someone comes to you with a 580 test score, a couple grand to put down and make 70 grand. Can you get them in a house?
You know what? We can, and I don't know if you know, like, for background, neither Malik and I are probably the biggest, we're connectors. So when people come to me, and this just isn't in Pittsburgh, right? They hear me and they say, hell, I'm matching with the people that can get them there, and let me tell you something. You know how, Marty, we were talking about earlier, the affordability in Pittsburgh and how it's, but let me tell you something else that, is not. Pittsburgh also has, just if we're keeping it real, Pittsburgh actually has one of the widest gaps in home ownership than anywhere in the country.
No question.
So we're talking about, non-Hispanic whites have an ownership rate probably around 70 to 73.
Completely agree.
Well, black home ownership is 30 to 40%. But you know what? I could take that and be like, this is horrible. That gives me motivation. Like, there's opportunity here. And so, again, we can't leave out this important messaging because so many people I talk to, hell, they'll tell me, I don't even want to own because I saw my parents lose their home during the financial crisis meltdown.
Yeah.
So we have to have these real conversations. But here's the thing, right? One of the reasons why this matters so much is because homeownership is such a driver of wealth. The average homeowner's net worth is exponentially higher than than renters. So we got to get there. And these rent rates, oh my God,
come on, man, disrespectful.
Ridiculous.
Well, look, we could do this for like 7 months, but I'm going to, I have all your info, and I'm going to do this on a regular basis because it's really important to me because I'm kind of cynical about middle-class folks being able to buy a home in America, considering the median price for a home in America is $439,000, and that makes me sick to even say. But Monique and Malik, you've given us hope. And we will post all the information. But tell us again when this event is and how folks can get there, guys.
And we're glad we gave you hope. But I want to give a big shout-out to Malik, because Malik's with the Pittsburgh Minority Real Estate Group. And they're a title company, but he has a nonprofit that does so much in addressing the very things that you're talking about. So he's there, boots on the ground, helping to support with his pockets this event so that it can be free. So I want to give a big shout-out. And of course, to PNC and TransUnion and Petra and Mount Airy, because all of these are folks who actually care. So everyone needs to come out this Saturday. The doors open at 10:30 a.m. at Petra International Ministries, which is 235 Eastgate Drive. Now, we're feeding people, right? So we want them to register, and they can register by going to Eventbrite and just searching PNC Roadshow, and it'll come right up.
Nice.
But, Marty, if they have any questions, they can text, they can call 412-284-5412. That's a dedicated number for this event. We want them to come out. Hey, PNC even has money, 5, 10, 15, depending upon where you're buying and where you're living. So, hey, we'll take all the money and help we can get to make it more affordable, right?
Guys, I'm all in. Blessed to have you, and let's make this a beginning, not the end, all right?
Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Kiki.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
We're going to use this platform to make this thing go. Before your wife leaves, you got to play her this clip from this guy who loves me. I want her to hear this. Because she came in this morning angry about haters. I want her to hear this guy who hates me. Listen, all morning we've been playing this. Listen to this guy.
I just want to say, you stop, dude. You're a moron. You have a really punchable face. I wish I was close enough to punch you, but I'm not. So, you'll go unpunched. But that jawline, oof, buddy. It's waiting for a crack, and someone's going to do it. It's not going to be me, but have fun with that.
Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness.
We ain't helping that loser with a home. And so it goes. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You've put in the work to get that first job, moved up the ranks, or started a family. Now it's time to take your success to the next level. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we're here to help you keep that momentum going with educational programs built around real-world, in-demand career skills. We'll teach you how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science, plus timeless skills like leadership, communication, critical thinking, and more. Affordable, accredited, and online. A UMGC education fits your life, so you can keep growing while you keep going. You've succeeded before. Now succeed again. At UMGC, we believe nothing should stand in the way of your next achievement. Not doubt, not your life stage, and especially not an application fee. Just apply by June 1st, and we'll waive your application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Calvin.
When we started Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks, it wasn't a big crew or a fancy shop. Just Calvin and me in our grandma's garage.
We'd load up our tools every morning, build decks all day, then unpack right there in her driveway.
That little garage laid the foundation for what Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks is all about. Working hard, staying honest, and treating people like family.
We've grown a lot since then, but those family values still guide every job we do. Call the Cousins.
Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Call the Cousins.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Sunny and 72 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. The investigation continues after someone fired shots at police and federal agents last night in the Hill District. We have more from News Radio KDK's David Bolorado.
The FBI says it is now leading the investigation into the incident when someone fired shots at an ATF agent's vehicle last night on the 900 block of Clarissa Street. Pittsburgh police say they were working with ATF agents looking for someone who was wanted on a gun warrant when the shots were fired. The ATF agent was not injured. Police had taken 2 people of interest in for questioning overnight, but they have since been released. The FBI says anyone who believes they can willfully target law enforcement or civilians will be brought to justice. David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
Pittsburgh police say the driver of a school bus that slammed into 4 parked cars, some steps, and then a tree was taken to the hospital in stable condition. This happened on the 5500 block of Bryant Street just before 8 this morning. Public safety officials say 10 students were evacuated and evaluated for bumps and bruises. Pittsburgh Regional Transit is hosting a virtual meeting tonight on planned upgrades at Dormont Junction Station. News Radio KDK's Tamara Rush has those details.
PRT says its project at Dormont Junction Station will focus on improving pedestrian access and circulation, along with upgrades to platforms, canopies, visibility, and overall accessibility for riders. The project is part of PRT's Station Improvement Program, an initiative focused on upgrading key transit hubs to enhance the rider experience, increase ridership, and support equitable transit-oriented development. The virtual public meeting starts at 7 p.m. Tamara Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Operating revenue and income both up at UPMC in the first quarter. The health system reporting more than $8.4 billion in operating revenues during that period, which is up from $8.2 billion a year ago. Operating income was up $24 million, due in part to things like rate increases in Medicaid. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 16 points, and Nasdaq up 171 points. The S&P 500 up 37 points. KDK Sports, Pirates and Cubs play their 4th game of their 4-game series. The Bucks can take 3 out of 4 with a win tonight. Paul Skeen's on the bump for the Bucks. First pitch at 6:40. KDK Radio News Time, 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA. Are you turning 65 and have questions about Medicare? Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage in Pennsylvania with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. You may also qualify for a monthly credit toward your Part B premium. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
30, time would have been 30, no, would have been 30, being 30, been 29. If that'll help, been 29,000.
Get ready to bid on the equipment you need in the Ritchie Brothers Northeast Regional Auction on June 23rd. Inventory is housed at locations in Pittsburgh, North Franklin, and Northeast Maryland with in-person inspections available. Bid on a wide selection of construction and transportation equipment. Don't miss this great opportunity. Visit rbauction.com/Pittsburgh to sign up. Again, that's rbauction.com/Pittsburgh.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Join Beth Andrews for the Net Worth Financial Hour Saturdays at 1 to get the news and information you need to make your retirement dream a reality. That's the Net Worth Financial Hour with Beth Andrews, Saturdays at 1. Net Worth Advisors, LLC is a registered investment advisor.
Here's what makes Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service magnificent. 82-year-old woman, massive tree down, can't afford to have it removed. Carlos removes it because he cares about her. He cares about people. Greater Pitt Tree Service. Amazing work ethic. Amazing professionalism. Amazing pricing. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-8733. Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service. Amazing company.
Would you file taxes without an expert? So why choose health insurance on your own? The experts at One Health Benefits can be your personal advocate at no cost to you. One Health Benefits' Dina Schmidt and Michael Coleman are licensed insurance agents who understand the possible loss of ACA subsidies, Medicare updates, and insurance premiums. One Health Benefits works for you. Don't make a costly mistake. Get One Health Benefits and clarity in your corner. Call 724-799-8873 or go to onehealthbenefits.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be gorgeous with sunshine, some clouds, and an active breeze and low humidity, the high 72. Clear and cool tonight, though 46. Nice day tomorrow with sunshine, high 77. More sun than clouds Saturday, the high 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, and buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything you've always wanted. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Here we go. It's a Thursday. Yep, I'm going to guide you through 2 to 6. Colin Dunlap right here, KDK.
Peanut butter. Sorry. I eat these bars. Are called Perfect. And they're all peanut butter. And they're good for you, but they're hard to swallow. I'm old. And I work out a lot. Like this morning, 2.5 hours. And so I need a lot of protein in case you're checking. Protein. So peanut butter's right there. Can't eat a steak in here. All right. The housing thing is one of my pet peeves because it's just real. It's tangible. It's palpable, the pain. And I love the guests. I love what they're trying to do because it's hell. And poor folks have virtually no shot. And so they spend their lives poor and angry, quite frankly. What happens is you get all enthusiastic about a gig or something. I've seen this, by the way, with cops and teachers and EMS folks, paramedics, public servants. What happens is that they're all jacked up about changing the world when they're young because they're going to change the world. And then they realize when they're about 40, they can't afford a house because their salary sucks. And so then they get sideways. And it creates this angst. And I hate to see it. And it's more prevalent in America than any time before. And the two guests made an insanely significant point. Number one, they can get you in a house, but you got to work at it. And number two, the gap, the wealth gap in America is sick right now. I'm going to brag a little bit about my neighborhood because I live there and I know it. But I'm going to start with Patrick's neighborhood because he lives there and he knows it. When you first moved into Aspinwall, roughly, decent house, average price, or roughly.
Yeah, when I moved in there as a renter, which was probably about 2013, you could find a house in there around 150.
Okay, so and let me go into another neighborhood he was in because this is also relevant. When you and your wife were bouncing around in Lawrenceville for a bit, when you first got in there, roughly, what could you get into the neighborhood for?
Yeah, that was about that same time frame.
Yeah.
$250 for a little tiny, 1,000-square-foot townhouse.
$250, which right now is $500, probably?
Somewhere between probably closer to like $350 and up.
And your neighborhood now in Aspinwall, when it was $150, what are those homes now?
The smaller homes are in the mid-threes.
Right.
And the larger homes,
$6 plus.
There's one that listed for $1 million.
Patrick sold his house. Was it 2 days or 1 day?
It was 4 days.
Above what you were asking for.
Above ask.
Crazy money.
Yeah.
Not to get into his personal business, but that's the truth. One of our boys here that we love, his family is Ryan Nev. He's an appraiser. He knows this stuff. Hey, brother.
Marty, how are you?
All right. So lay the landscape out for me. How difficult is it for a middle-class family to buy a decent house? Seriously.
So even if you qualify and you have the right criteria, the housing, first of all, there's a scarcity. There's not much for sale in a range that you can afford. If you're looking at the statistics that say a house, it's $117,000. First of all, a decent house in Pittsburgh, you're not finding for that price. You're just not. I appraise foreclosures that are $90,000. So there is a huge divide of what is available and what you can actually get a loan on, because the foreclosures, they don't qualify for lending. So just like Patrick was saying, I remember that very well. I was doing appraisals in Aspinwall. They were 135, 170. A few years later, you can't get in there for less than 385.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre, Ryan.
Yeah. Wow. I have been doing a bunch of properties lately. I've been appraising a bunch of properties lately with we spoke about this before, with, out-of-town lenders who buy the property cash. There's such a divide right now. If you have the cash, you have the wealth, you're going to make more of it. So they are buying these properties cash, and they're renting them for maybe 1.5 times what a monthly mortgage would be.
Wow.
Yeah.
The couple that was on, God bless them, but they really have to twist arms and do backflips to get anyone in a house. Let's be honest, for $60,000. Come on, Ryan. Where?
That's tough. I was listening to them when they were on. One area came to mind.
Well, she said Wilkinsburg.
Yeah, Wilkinsburg is a very diverse and very interesting market, because some of those houses are a couple $100,000.
Oh.
And the ones that are lower are
beat up.
Are not able to be, you can't lend on them because of the condition.
Oh, you can't lend on them?
No, that's a reality.
Oh, wow.
So if you're going to buy a house and you want to get a loan on it, it has to meet the lender's, criteria. It has to be in good standing condition, utilities work. There's a whole laundry list.
You have to be able to insure the thing.
There you go. That's the word of it, insurability. That's the concept. And if it doesn't have insurability, the lender is not going to loan on it. So they're not going to put a loan on it. They're not going to lend you the money. So if
Ryan,
you don't have the cash to
how
buy
many
it,
middle-class families making $200,000 are pulling their hair out because they can't afford a nice home?
Yes. It's the truth. It's the truth.
It is.
Years ago, years ago, the rates were low and the market wasn't through the roof yet. So it was kind of a sweet spot. But now, with the rates being a couple points higher, it's a very frustrating topic because if you're making a couple $100,000, you're still really behind the eight ball.
Come on. Did you ever believe you would ever say that?
No. There's no way.
Me neither.
There's no way. My parents made $60,000 when I was growing up, and we had a very nice house.
Hell yeah. Man. I told my brother, I'm not trying to be a jerk here. Folks, and I'm not trying to be a jerk here. You're going to think I'm being an elitist, rich white guy. There are folks that struggle that have $300,000 salaries because they have 4 kids in college, they have a home, they have cars. It's just the reality of it, is it not, sir?
It absolutely is. And you have to remember that insurance rates are up across the board. Car insurance, health insurance, everything. You know, it all needs to a point. And, you know, that mortgage being a certain amount and having to pay for everything else, if you want the dream house that you have, you need 2 salaries and 2 very good salaries.
It's true. Let me make a grotesque point because the 2 guests mentioned it and you know it. The extreme of the marketplace. There are homes in my neighborhood that sold for $1.5 million in 4 days with no sign. No sign, which means rich guy comes in, rich guy pays cash, rich guy moves in. Done. And it's happened like 4 times in the last month. It's bizarre. The wealth. You know what I'm saying?
You're correct. And the thing about it is that house, they may list that house for 1.3, and he may come in and say, here's 1.4, don't put it on the market, I want it right now.
There's not even an open house.
No. They'll pay $100,000 more to get it and not go through the hassle of having a conflict or a bidding war with another buyer.
And Ryan, horrible market to find affordable new housing. Horrible.
Oh, absolutely. You can't get into anything new for less than a couple $100,000. Doesn't exist. That market doesn't exist anymore.
Makes me kind of sad.
I'm not talking a couple $100,000. I'm talking starting at 380, 400.
Yep. Way the hell up north.
Yeah. Yes.
My man, there ain't nothing in the city that's new for under $850,000.
No. I mean, a couple of years ago, they were putting some of those, some of the newer homes like Morningside, but those are 700.
They are.
700,000, 800,000.
Hold on, Patrick. Your friend had a place in the Strip. He had to pay so much for a parking space. What the hell did it cost?
Yeah, it was somewhere around $750, and the parking space was $50,000. For one space.
Come on.
That was for I think it was a 1-bedroom unit.
It's exploded.
That's a $110,000 house mortgage, $120,000 house mortgage.
It's crazy. Ryan, my brother, thanks, my man. You're the best.
Anytime, happy to help. Love you guys.
It's amazing.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Man, I'll tell you what. This is why I love NASCO Roofing. Not only are they the best I've ever seen with a lifetime warranty on the roof and labor. Folks, the greatness of NASCO. Pastor in the Rocks needed a roof. NASCO put it on at cost. Actually lost money. NASCO Roofing. My roof, my brother's roof, my sister's roof, NASCO. They get it. 412-373-2000, NASCO. 412-373-2000.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
UPMC makes a difference in lives every single day. UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. I went to a fabulous graduation party, high school. The family had 2 bespoke, handmade, custom-made Oakmont cakes. Man, to the family specs. Beautiful. Handmade cookies with the kid's name. Handmade everything. Cupcakes, you name it. All of it made to the family's desire. This is what I love about Oakmont. They do it for you. It's amazing. Everything is delicious.
Bring your home back to life with Zero Res, a fresher clean that you can actually feel. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 and whole home air duct cleaning starting at just $5.99. Visit ZeroResPGH.com and tell them KDKA sent you.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Looking for a job at Anthropic? Its explosive growth, mission-driven culture, and impressive products have made it the tech industry's most sought-after employer. Candidates are paying $4,600 for coaching to try and land a job there. Anthropic's hiring process includes a culture interview to understand a candidate's values and worldview. The company looks for employees, it says, who can talk through controversial issues respectfully and have intellectual independence rather than rewarding flattery. Shares of Snowflake are surging today. The software maker gave a stronger than expected financial outlook for the year. Plus, the company signed a $6 billion multi-year agreement to use Amazon's cloud services and chips. Snowflake develops software that helps organize, analyze, and store corporate data in the cloud, and it's weaving artificial intelligence through its platform. On Wall Street, stocks are up. The Dow is up 0.1%, the S&P up 0.5%, the Nasdaq up 0.6. Matt Piper, Bloomberg Radio.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It hit the fan this weekend at a restaurant in Robinson Township, Central Diner. Big conflict with ICE, yelling and screaming. The owner gets arrested. People claim civil rights violations. In the middle of it's my man, the best immigration attorney I know, Joseph Patrick Murphy, who joins us. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm well, Marty. Nice to see you.
So that whole scenario that exploded has calmed down, and the diner folks are backing off. Is that fair to say?
That's the last call we had about this. I think maybe it's the right decision. We don't know. I haven't done much of the legal analysis. It does sound like a civil rights violation. The business owner saying, look, stop, you're not allowed in here. No warrant. Again, you look at the damages, no harm, no foul, an arrest. Nobody got killed. Nobody got hurt. So, maybe it's not worth pursuing. And I think that's where this is going to go.
And I think you've reiterated this point 1,000 times. The law is the law. And if you're illegal, they're trying to take you out right now. That's it.
They are. And it's getting more hostile toward, so to speak, illegals every day. The government, since probably August, has had a series of very shocking wins in immigration court at the Board of Immigration Appeals. A whole categories of people who used to be allowed to stay here while they were working on their status, they're taking that away.
Oh, wow.
Special immigrant juveniles, victims of victims of crime. They would historically let them stay here because the government needed them to prosecute crimes. They're witnesses, they're victims. They have to testify and say, yeah, that's the guy who got me. Now they don't care. If you don't have a visa immediately available or already have a green card, they're not going to let you wait here in the United States, living, working, having a good time. That was the whole problem with Luis. He was qualified. He had an approved special immigrant juvenile petition. And according to the visa bulletin, he was something like 45 days from being eligible to get a green card, and they would not wait.
By the way, Luis is this wonderful young man, roofing company, wife, baby, who gets snatched up.
He's also...
Right?
Yep. He's also here. He's actually in the office right now. He happened to be stopped in today. I'm going to invite him to come over and say hi.
Do it.
Come on over, guys.
Do it.
So this is Luis and Ian are here.
Oh, my God.
There's Luis and Ian.
Luis.
And they stopped in on an unrelated matter. I said, hey, maybe I'll go on Marty and he could say hi. And we're talking to Luis about what help you were put the pressure on the radio and political pressure, helping us get this kid released.
But what is his status right now, though? What is his status?
He's out on bail.
Okay.
And he's got an appeal of that deportation order. They needed, for whatever reason, to dirty this kid up. So close to that visa coming up. I suspect it'll come up in the fall. When it does, we're going to move to have the case sent back to immigration court for reconsideration of that order of deportation, now in light of the fact that he's immediately eligible to adjust. When they get it back there, we're going to file for a green card with the judge, and she'll bang the hammer, and he'll get his green card.
Ian, how important has this media pressure meant to get him out of jail and get him on the right path? How much has it meant to you, too?
I mean, I know it's meant the world to us, and again, sometimes when there's some extra accountability involved, the right thing happens. So we are more than appreciative.
And I know your dad, as you know, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, he's a big fan of you, and I know you're a big fan of him, so it goes a long way.
And are you guys working?
Yeah, we're starting to. We're trying to figure some of that out now, and make sure that Luis is operating legally and doing the right thing. So, yeah.
One of the problems is along the process, they took away his work permit. It's like, what do you want this guy to do, right? He's got to wait out this time, and they did everything they could to make it unpleasant for him. It's really, this is what you were getting to earlier, and I'm going to let the guys go because they just stopped in to say hi.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marty.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Adios.
They're not as used to the television as I am, but this is the kind of mean-spirited what we're talking about. They want to make everything so unpleasant so people will self-deport. Right? I once compared it to that movie Hunt for Red October, where Alec Baldwin convinces the people that there's a nuclear accident on the submarine to get him to get off voluntarily without having to chase him. So that's what we've got here. They've taken away statuses.
But you've been very clear about this. That's the way it is. Accept it and move on. Go home or fight it. But it's very clear.
Right.
They're being very aggressive, sir.
Right. Well, I'm not a politician, at least not right now. I'm a lawyer working in the system. My brothers and sisters that handle traffic tickets, they don't argue about what the speed limit should be. They argue about whether their client violated it or not. Okay. What I find here, and the part that is getting under my skin and pretty much everybody else's skin, is they're changing the speed limit after my clients have already driven down the road.
Okay.
These are people that came and were counseled by lawyers that the government, the various U.S. state governments gave licenses and said, these guys are smart enough and ethical enough that you can part with money to get advice. And we advised them on what the law is. People made decisions about where they were living, who they'd marry, whether they'd buy real estate, all sorts of things. And after the fact, you change the rules. That's a bit much. That's last time around. There was a lawsuit against them in something called ASAP, Asylum Seeker Advocacy Project, because they changed the rules about asylum after people had already filed. And you may see more of that coming up. I think this latest rule about having to go home to get your green card, I think that's a big fat target for litigation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Joseph Patrick Murphy, there's a fine Irishman. Thanks, my man. It's great stuff. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Marty. Thanks for having me on.
He's fantastic. Always truth to power.
Depend on the news leader at home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKARadio.com.
If you're in the Pittsburgh area and caring for a loved one with Medicaid, get paid starting today. Freedom Care has already helped over 162,000 families get the care they deserve, with 97% satisfaction and more than 8,000 five-star reviews. If you have Medicaid, you need to hear this. You may qualify to choose a caregiver you already trust, a family member or friend, and they can start getting paid. No agencies, no strangers, just someone you know, helping with meals, medication, bathing, mobility, and more. This service isn't for later, it's for right now. It's 100% free to you through Medicaid, and caregivers get paid right away after their shift. Find out if you qualify today. Call 412-801-7213. That's 412-801-7213. Don't wait. Call 412-801-7213 now. Again, 412-801-7213. Freedom Care. Get paid to care, starting now.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt?
Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
The Temptations. And the Four Tops. Friday, June 5th, 7:30 p.m., the Benedum Center. The Temptations. And the Four Tops. On sale at trustarts.org and 412-456-6666.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Partly sunny and 74 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. TrustPJ.com. And by your local Western Pennsylvania AAA travel office. Travel with someone you trust. The investigation continues after someone fired shots at police and federal agents last night in the Hill District. We have more from News Radio KDKA's David Bolorado.
The FBI says it is now leading the investigation into the incident when someone fired shots at an ATF agent's vehicle last night on the 900 block of Clarissa Street. Pittsburgh police say they were working with ATF agents looking for someone who was wanted on a gun warrant when the shots were fired. The ATF agent was not injured. Police had taken 2 people of interest in for questioning overnight, but they have since been released. The FBI says anyone who believes they can willfully target law enforcement or civilians will be brought to justice. David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
Criminal homicide charges now filed in connection with a workplace shooting in Springdale. Allegheny County homicide detectives say 32-year-old Nico Hostler of Verona was charged in the killing that took place at Oaks Auto Truck around 5 o'clock yesterday. He's accused of killing 53-year-old Christopher Ashbaugh. According to the criminal complaint, the argument began when Ashbaugh wanted Hostler to respond to a tow call towards the end of his shift. Police are investigating an accident involving a school bus. It happened around 7:50 in the 5500 block of Bryant Street in Highland Park. Photos show the bus on a sidewalk and the front crashed into a tree. The front of the bus sustained heavy damage. It's unknown if anyone was on the bus at the time. This is a developing story. A man has been arrested for a hit and run in the Pitcairn area overnight. According to Allegheny County Police, 22-year-old Patrick Body was behind the wheel of a Kia Optima when it hit a pedestrian on Broadway Boulevard and fled the scene. The pedestrian is still listed in critical condition at Monroeville Hospital. Body's charged with aggravated assault by vehicle, accidents involving death or injury, and related offenses. He is awaiting arraignment this morning. Pittsburgh Public Schools has approved a major school restructuring plan. KDKA's Tamira Rush has a breakdown on which schools are closing and when.
7 schools, Baxter, Friendship, Fulton, McKelvey, Schiller, Woolslayer, and Manchester, will close after the 2026-27 school year. Spring Hill and Morrow will remain open until 2029, while renovations are completed at Northview Pre-K to 5. Superintendent Dr. Wayne Walter says schools will continue operating as normal through the current and upcoming school year as the district prepares for the transition. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
A McKeesport man has been sentenced after pleading guilty to stealing part of a U.S. government helicopter. Prosecutors say 70-year-old Douglas Syke stole property donated and still owned by the government in an attempt to profit from its sale. He pleaded guilty in federal court Wednesday to a charge of theft of government property and was sentenced to 6 months of probation. Syke was also ordered to pay a $425,000 judgment in favor of the United States. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 24 points, the Nasdaq up 206, the S&P 500 up 42 points. KDK Sports, Pirates will try to make it 3 out of 4 against the Cubs tonight at PNC Park. Paul Skeens on the bump for the Bucks. First pitch, 6:40. KDKA Radio News Time 103. Right now, partly sunny and 74 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
Are you turning 65 and have questions about Medicare? Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage in Pennsylvania with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. You may also qualify for a monthly credit toward your Part B premium. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be gorgeous with sunshine, some clouds, and an active breeze and low humidity, the high 72. Clear and cool tonight, though 46. Nice day tomorrow with sunshine, high 77. More sun than clouds Saturday, the high 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Why would a guy in financial services pick a fight with the financial industry? Because in many cases, the system they built works more for them than it does for you. Tune in for a new kind of retirement show with Greg Ayler. Now at a new time, Saturdays at 5 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
No one has more intellect or insight or data or wisdom or experience regarding Pittsburgh public schools than Ira Weiss. I love the man. We've been friends for decades, quite frankly. Why? Always tells the truth, works his ass off, and gives a damn. And I had to grab him about what happened last night in closing the schools. He's the solicitor for the district, and he knows this stuff better than anyone in this town. And I had to get it straight from him, what this means and where they're headed, and is there hope. And he's on the phone. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you?
Hello, Marty. How are you? Thanks for having me.
This has been a long journey into the position that the district is in, hasn't it, sir?
It's been a long journey, and the board, I think, obviously made its decision last night in a pretty overwhelming way that they believe it's time to move forward and enhance the opportunities for students in the district and get some savings in his operations of the district as well.
Hey, Ira, Rachel Heisler, who you know, it kind of was kind of critical of the decision, saying this isn't even close. This barely stops the bleeding. This district better get it together, or there'll be $20 million in the hole within a year. Is that true, sir? And are you just as concerned?
We're all concerned about the finances of the district. This plan is not a plan that was primarily designed to address the financial problems of the district. There is no one magic bullet that can do that. This plan will enable the district to spend its capital money on buildings that best service students in terms of air conditioning and things like that. It will improve the grade configurations to make the entire district K to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 12, like most other school districts, this never was presented as a financial bailout plan. And this plan has been talked about literally for years, as you just said in your introduction. And frankly, we've not heard any alternatives coming from the controller or anyone else, other than they don't like this part or they don't like that part. It's easy to criticize a plan. It's much harder to devise a better one.
It is, sir. Hey, when I was growing up, and thus when you were growing up, this district had 40,000 plus. Now creeping towards 17,000. Can it be saved, sir? Can it flourish, sir?
Well, I think you've focused on the reason this plan was necessary. You don't need the physical plant for 40 or 50,000 students that you need for 18,000. This will help the district, I think, offer enhanced programming to attract families into the district and to retain families. We hope it will address the outflow of students to charter schools. And we think these programs that are being planned and the way they're being planned, the way the configurations are, the reduction in transportation time, all will make this a better place for all students, not just some students, but all students.
Solicitor Ira Weiss, my man, be very honest with folks who say, oh, hell with it, let the state take over. What would that mean, sir, the state taking over?
Well, I've had some experience with the state taking over districts, and the fact of the matter is that local families have no way of influencing or having their voice heard. That is not a solution. The state doesn't like to do it, and the state is not familiar with the local demographics or the local conditions here. This step the board took last night is a way to avoid calls for changes in governance, and some of those calls were starting to be made, make no mistake about it. So we think this is a good first step. It demonstrates to our legislators and senators and the Department of Education that the district is serious about its problems and wants to address them. And look, Marty, we all know that perfection is the enemy of good. There's no perfect plan, but we think this plan benefits in the long run every family in the district by enhancing the district's opportunities for everyone.
Ira, be honest with people, though. Tell them what the hell the state would do. It would not be fun, would it, sir?
The state would come in and they would essentially dictate class sizes, staffing, programs, priorities, and many of the programs in this district that are most valued by our families and the district, such as the arts programs at Kappa, the magnet schools, and things like that, that's not a priority for the state.
Hell no.
For the state, it is all dollars and cents, the bottom line, and that is not something anyone in this district living here or having students attend here should want to see.
They would strip it down to the studs, as they say in a house. They would not care about what the hell this program meant to this family or this community. They would just say, cut. It's all actuarial, isn't it, sir?
It's all actuarial. You know, one of the strengths of the district is its program for students with exceptionality, special needs children. And while the state would do what was legally the minimum, they would not do the kinds of things that Pittsburgh does right now. Having state control, either governmentally or at the board level, is not a solution anyone wants. I've had districts that have done that, that have been put in that situation, and in general, the community suffers.
Horribly. Ira, can this be done in Pittsburgh without staff cuts, sir? Without cutting teachers, sir?
I don't think it requires a significant reduction in staff. I think it's more a reallocation of staff. And this plan does not envision significant cuts in staff.
Ira Weiss, are you hopeful? Are you kind of hopeful? Are you optimistic? Give me your take.
I'm hopeful that the board gave this plan, I think, a strong endorsement last night with its vote. And I think this administrative team is committed to doing it. And we'll certainly do all we can do to make it happen. And I am optimistic. I think this is a big first step.
What happens with annoyed parents, and they're annoyed, they want to fire the superintendent. Big mistake. Big mistake, right? Right?
It's a mistake. I mean, that's not the answer.
It isn't. It would be horrible. Man.
I mean, the fact is that this district has had changes in leadership several times. You've certainly witnessed that.
I have.
And I think it needs stability, and I'm willing to believe that the approval of this program last night, the way it was approved with board leadership, this district will have stable leadership for the next several years.
Our Weiss, solicitor, Pittsburgh Public Schools. My man. Truth to power, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. Thanks for having me.
He's the best there is. The best there ever was. The best there ever will be. He's my man. He's seen it all twice. And be careful what you wish for. You don't want the state taken over. And you don't want anyone talking about getting rid of the superintendent. That would not be a good thing.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and the world's #1 expandable hose has gone ballistic. The brand new Pocket Hose Ballistic is here, and it's the hose I reach for every time. This brand new anti-burst sleeve uses an extraordinary new liquid crystal polymer used in bulletproof vests, tough enough to handle anything your outdoor tasks throw its way. And that's not all. The Pocket Hose Ballistic comes with even more upgrades like thicker washers that resist leaks and an enhanced UV coating so your hose looks brand new year after year. What could be better than that? How about not one, but 2 free gifts with your purchase? For a limited time, when you purchase a new Pocket Hose Ballistic, you'll get a free 360-degree rotating pocket pivot and a free thumb drive nozzle. Just text SUMMER to 64,000. That's SUMMER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. That's SUMMER to 64,000.
Ryan Shalaba here from the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. More than 1,000 local homeowners have trusted us to sell their home the simple way. No hassles or fees, just a fair and easy sale. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for a cash offer today. That's 412-500-9057.
Dreaming of your next getaway? AAA Travel makes it easy with a wide variety of vacation options, from exciting cruises and guided tours to relaxing, all-inclusive resorts. Want to skip the airport? Ask about their no-fly cruises. Just hop on a comfortable motor coach from the Pittsburgh area to nearby ports like New York or New Jersey. Then set sail stress-free. No flying, no driving, just vacation. Visit your local AAA office or call 1-800-354-8761 to start planning today.
JK's done it again. I'm serious. My boy JK, the Oakmont Restaurant King, has done it again. Folks are texting me, man, did you see this restaurant? Whoa. Did you check out Abode? Whoa. Marty, it's beautiful. Marty, the food's fantastic. Marty, it's home-style cooking. Marty, it's fabulous. It's fresh. It's clean. It's amazingly different. JK did it again. Check out his new restaurant in Oakmont, Abode. It is rocking.
Pittsburgh, we've got a problem. Home care is in crisis and there aren't enough caregivers to meet the demand. So if you've got a loved one with Medicaid and needs care, don't wait. Freedom Care was built for this moment. We help you get care at home from someone you already trust. A family member or friend who can get paid to help with everyday needs like meals, medication, bathing, and mobility. If you have Medicaid, it's 100% free to you. No waiting lists. Just real care from your people right now. Freedom Care handles it all. Training, payroll, and support. So you can stay safe and comfortable at home, and your caregiver gets paid after every shift guaranteed. With 97% satisfaction and over 150 million hours of care delivered, Pittsburgh families are already making the switch to care at home. Take care of your own and get paid with Freedom Care. Call 412-844-5990. That's 412-844-5990. Call now, 412-844-5990. 412-844-5990.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Bum, 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 bum. Something astounding that we were told this morning by the folks who know Pittsburgh Public Schools really well. Wow. They have 25 schools where the concentration of poverty is over 80%. Hello. Trevin, real quick.
Yes, sir.
This is just the way life is. If kids come to school poor and hungry, and I mean poor as hell, and hungry from a dysfunctional family, because most of these kids in these schools come from families where mom's alone, about 80%, single-parent households. That sets them up for failure, doesn't it? Or it can.
Of course, any child that doesn't have enough food to eat. I mean, your concentration is, you're speaking about young people, right?
Hell yeah.
So your attention span is not there to begin with. So if you're hungry, you're not paying attention. You're probably thinking about what you're going to eat next, if you're going to eat next, that type of thing. My question to you is this. Is this a result of, and bear with me, because sometimes I'm a novice at these things.
Please.
And I try to keep things simple. It's not my problem until it is my problem in the community.
Yeah.
Is this a result of that? It's not my problem until it is my problem.
Oh, hell yeah. Most people don't want to mess with this. And let's be blunt. In a place where there's so many haves and so many have-nots, just using the housing market as an example, the haves don't give a damn about the have-nots. And so the people in the city that have money and send their kids to the privates, which they do, or the Catholics, which they do, they don't give a F about 80% of the kids at 25 schools come in poor as hell.
And again, it's
don't.
It's not my problem until it is my problem.
Yeah, and I'll tell you when it becomes your problem. I'm going to play play that real quick clip I sent you with the kids in the theater. It was like 9 seconds this morning. This will make a point. Because I was asking about this. This happened.
Bear with me, I'm looking for it now.
Yeah, that's all right, man. This happened 2 nights ago. Listen to this. You'll get what I'm saying.
Here you go.
Go.
Reporting juveniles are inside the building refusing to leave. I'll try to get you another unit.
35, I copy. I'm en route.
Please be advised, it looks like the juveniles did leave.
Okay. So what happens is, a lot of these kids have dropped out of or come from really bad backgrounds, really poor neighborhoods. As the school board president in Wilkinsburg said to me on the air, Marty, do your kids have tutors? Yes. Marty, do your kids have coaches? Yes. Marty, do your kids hear gunshots at night? No. Marty, do you make your house payments? Yes. Car payments? Yes. Are you and your wife together? Yes. Are there strangers in your house at all times of the day and night? No. Trevin, my point is, these kids, and in that case, that was Alderdice kids, which is crazy as hell. Alderdice kids who went in to a movie theater on Murray Avenue, yelling and screaming and trashed the theater. The manager of the theater said this happens every single day after school, and he's tired of it. What happens, Trevin, and as I read through the proficiency rates in reading and math, and in Pittsburgh is about 26%. If the kids can't read or write, if they come from a single-parent household that's poor, it sets them up to fail, does it not?
Well, yeah, it does. But see, that's what
we're happening here.
I have an issue there because I know we're focusing on the young ones, and I get that.
Yeah.
But the young ones, and I think the superintendent said this because I respect him. And,
he's on live. We have him live tomorrow, folks.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
And he can correct me if he comes on tomorrow and he hears this today. He had said at some point in one of the conversations that the young people are reflecting the actions of the older folks as well. Now, and that struck a chord with me because, and I know whoever's been listening to this have heard me before, I am one that I will say, look at yourself first. If you're a parent, if you're upset about these schools, if you're upset about anything in the community, look at yourself first. Ask yourself, what am I doing to become part of the solution? Sitting on the couch and quarterbacking and complaining, that does nothing for anybody. That's why I asked you the question, is this the situation that we're in now, is it a result of, it's not my problem until it is my problem? I don't care if you're white, black, Asian, Latino, I don't care if you're rich, poor, whatever. But if you don't get up off that couch and stop using your mouth as a muscle and use your muscles to get involved and act out in the community in a positive light, then don't say a word.
It's bad. It's bad because what you're saying, what Ira even said, Rachel Heisler, the city controller, said this plan isn't enough. But his point is your point. What's your plan?
Exactly.
What are you?
What is it?
What the hell are you doing about it,
Are
sister?
you presenting one?
That's what I'm saying.
Are you donating money to a plan?
I don't know.
Are you getting involved with an organization in the community that can make something happen? And that's why I said to you before, it's all about community. And I know you said, where's the community? And I get this. I get that. And I'm glad you said that. Because if somebody's sitting at home and they're getting mad and saying, what's he talking about? Where's the community? That's a good question. Where is the community? These children and young people, even teens, are a reflection of the adults. Adults take responsibility, take accountability, take action.
Well, this is also an example of where a neighborhood school system can fail. So if the majority of people in that neighborhood are in the same circumstances
Right on.
and are all struggling,
Right on.
then the whole group struggles together.
Right, which is what this whole neighborhood school thing kind of concerns me, because if everyone there is poor and everyone there is black, well, how do we fix anything?
Well, now let me
because he said that. Right?
Let me jump in there too.
James Fogarty talked about this. Absolutely.
I get that, but you cannot say and generalize and say, okay, because the community is poor, because the community is Hispanic, black, whatever, white, whatever. Okay, so that community, you're in a struggle. Life's a struggle.
Well, hold on. Well, the test scores, I don't have to say it. The test scores prove it.
Correct. But what you had just indicated.
I don't know what the hell to do, man. I don't.
We come together, man.
What does come together mean, man?
We do, but it's not just neighborhood on your own.
Exactly.
We all need to be part of this.
Exactly.
So that's why the neighborhood system, for me, it's a big hole in the neighborhood system. So when we start moving kids to other schools and they're exposed to other environments, and that goes for both sides.
Correct.
For the people that have everything, they need to be with people who have little so they can understand and grow and also help those people. And so we find common ground when we all work together.
All that kumbaya stuff is great, guys, but they can't read and write, man.
No, I get that, Marty, but that's where the parents have to come in. If you have a parent,
right.
If you have a parent, the parents. If you have a grandparent,
well, man, did you hear my? Hold on, Trevin. Did you hear the 1% proficient in math?
That disgusted me.
My
man.
God!
But I'm thinking about the grown-ups in that environment,
No
Marty.
kidding.
It's the grown-ups. I'm so tired of people talking about the young folks and saying, okay, they're a problem. No, you're the problem.
Man.
If you're an adult and you're saying the young folks are a problem, you know what? Guess what? You're the problem.
1% proficient in math. That's criminal, bro. All right, fellas, right back.
For my friends at Comer and Cross, does your garage floor have cracked and stained concrete? Mine did. Maybe your garage floor had a bad epoxy or paint job. A new Comer and Cross garage floor is going to transform your whole garage, and all it's going to take is one day. I love mine, and you'll love yours. If you call them right now, and you should do it, don't waste another second. They'll take 50% off your installation. So here's that number. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It is guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And just like they did for me, they will make it so easy for you. Stuff in your garage, they'll take it out. Cracks and pits, they'll fix them perfectly. Look just like new. And they're going to put their proprietary Comer & Cross finish on it. So I want you to call them now and get that 50% off installation. The number is 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. 800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com. It's Comer & Cross Premium Concrete Coatings.
I went to a fabulous graduation party. high school. The family had 2 bespoke, handmade, custom-made Oakmont cakes. Man, to the family specs. Beautiful. Handmade cookies with the kid's name. Handmade everything. Cupcakes, you name it. All of it made to the family's desire. This is what I love about Oakmont. They do it for you. It's amazing. Everything is delicious.
Hey, warmer weather in Pittsburgh means storm season. It's here. Winds, rain, unexpected damage. The question isn't if it can happen. It's, are you ready when it does? Service Master Greater Pittsburgh, they're ready. 24/7, 365. They'll respond to you. Be ready before that storm hits. Yep. Demand that yellow van. Service Master Greater Pittsburgh, 412-RECOVER. That's 412-RECOVER. The best call to make in the worst situation.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
Hair Volume from New Nordic. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Partly sunny and 74 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. In a 6-2 vote with one abstention, the Pittsburgh Public School Board voted to move forward with its school closing plan. School Board President Gene Walker.
I'm obviously pleased with the fact that we're able to move forward. I think this has been a process that has gone a lot longer than I hoped it would, but ultimately I think we ended up in the place where we needed to be, and our students and families will ultimately benefit as we begin implementation and make tweaks along the way.
Jalen Worthy is a parent who, prior to the vote, doubted the plan would save much money.
So if you're saying that this is going to save us millions of dollars in our budget, and yet you're only investing thousands, then what's the point of it when you're not actually taking the money that you're saving and investing it back into the schools that are actually remaining open?
City Controller Rachel Heisler issued a statement saying the plan will not address the district's long-term financial challenges in a meaningful way. She says adopting the Future Ready plan means the district's fund balance will go negative 1 year later than would have done so without it. Pittsburgh Regional Transit is hosting a virtual meeting tonight on planned upgrades at Dormont Junction Station. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has those details.
PRT spokesperson Adam Brandoff says the Dormont Junction station, which opened in 1985, is beginning to show signs of age and is due for upgrades.
So we want to talk to the members of the Dormont community, but mostly about improving pedestrian ADA access, visibility to the station, and just giving it an upgrade, an update, making it a little bit more integrated with the community.
Brandoff says the work is part of PRT's Station Improvement Program, aimed at enhancing the rider experience, increasing ridership, and supporting equitable transit-oriented development. The virtual public meeting begins tonight at 7 p.m. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
The Pittsburgh Foundation has named its new president and CEO after a 5-month national search. The foundation's board of directors on Wednesday named William Jenneret Jr. as the organization's 7th president and CEO, effective August 1st. Jenneret founded Urban Innovation 21, creating over 500 jobs regionally. He succeeds Lisa Schroeder after her 7-year tenure. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 12 points, the Nasdaq up 202, the S&P 500 is up 39 points. KDK Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update is 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
This is Michael Bartley. Do you know some third-party vacation rental sites charge extra fees just for using their platform? On a full week stay at a larger vacation home, those fees can be significant. On one real 7-night stay, a guest could have saved $2,800 by booking directly with SWAC Vacations. That's money that stays in your pocket for dinners, groceries, or a few extra experiences on the trip. Visit SWACvacations.com and book direct. SWACK Vacations. Same stay, fewer fees.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 $1 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunny to partly cloudy the rest of today. Breezy this afternoon with low humidity, the high 72. Moonlit and cool tonight, though 46. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 77. More sun than clouds Saturday, high 72. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us tomorrow on the Big K Morning Show. We'll get you ready for the weekend with a rundown of what's happening as we say goodbye to May.
Ba-dum-bum-bum. Okay, we're back. I can't fix the schools. I don't have any clue. If I can be honest with you, and I will, when I was a young man, my friends were getting beat up at Peabody. Anyone know Peabody High School? East Liberty. 40 years ago. Those same schools, I'm just telling you the damn truth, those same schools that sucked in those same neighborhoods 40 years ago suck in those same neighborhoods today. It's rough, man. It's a friggin' disaster. And I feel sadness about it because, as Trevin was saying, with the test scores in Stowe Rocks, and as the good pastor was saying, and the test scores in Pittsburgh, Stowe Rocks was abysmal, actually. One of the worst in America, not just Pennsylvania. Not to be a jerk here, but for contrast, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, this is just how massive the gap is. So in the Stowe Rocks district, the proficiency rate in math was about 11%, roughly, and reading was about 17%. In the Upper St. I'm just telling you the truth, folks. In the Upper St. Clair School District and in Pine Richland, both very successful school districts, proficiency in math is in the high 90s and reading is in the high 90s. Now, you can say all you want about race and class and income, and you'd be telling the truth. But my problem is this is an American disaster. And My brother Trevin sits to my left here every day. He made a magnificent point. We don't want to see that because no one knows what the hell to do. You don't think those school board members in Pittsburgh, you think they don't want to help? Hell yeah, they do. You think those school board members in Pittsburgh don't want to make a difference? Hell yeah, they do. No one knows what the hell to do. No one. We can all scream and yell about it, but it's a disaster, man. And anyone in this town that lives in the city that has a nickel. Brandon McGinley's a prime example. How many kids do you have? 7? Huh?
6 or 7, I've lost count.
7 kids, all of them either homeschooled or Catholic schools. He will not send any of his kids to a Pittsburgh school. Huh.
And he made a good point the other day when he was on. He said to me, because I asked him, I said, Brandon, break it down for a novice or someone who doesn't understand anything that you're talking about. And he broke it down and said that the voters that voted last night, they're all volunteers.
They are.
So you have 9 people who are volunteering. So and you just made a great statement. They volunteer because they care.
Oh, hell yeah.
And what Brandon had alluded to was, yes, they care, but they're not proficient in handling the amount of budget. That
how much is it, Pat? Is it $730 million?
Yes.
It's insane money, Trevor.
And he was indicating, and he indicated, and he can correct me when he comes on if I say something wrong. He said, but Trevin, they may not know how to handle that amount of a budget.
Well, hold on. Let me put that out there. This is actually fascinating, your point. So, average spent per student in Pittsburgh. This is from this morning, James Fogarty. $33,000 per student. Average spent in Upper St. Clair, $18,000. Mount Lebanon, $16,000. The average gap in SAT scores between Mount Lebanon and Pittsburgh, 800 points. Why? It's everything you just said, Trevin. It's a massive, massive problem. And everybody wants to try to fix it. No one can seem to come up with a solution. Trevin, it scares the hell out of me, man.
Well, it should scare everybody.
Yep.
To be honest, if you're in the community, it should scare you because people will think because it's not near me, it doesn't impact me.
True.
But it does impact you.
Hell yeah, it does.
Because you interact with somebody from a different, whether it be county, different borough, different neighborhood, you interact. And those people may come into your neighborhood and work. When I say those people, I'm speaking in general about everyone.
Of course. Yeah.
When I say any type of person.
Yeah.
But as Patrick, yourself, me, people in the newsroom, I don't see you in my neighborhood.
No.
But I interact with you every day, more so than I interact with my own family sometimes because I'm here 40 hours a week.
It's true.
So whatever happens in the community, don't ever, if you're sitting at home right now and you're just like, shut up, Trevin, I get it. But if you're sitting at home right now and you're saying, no, it doesn't affect me, so I'm not even going to worry about it, you're absolutely wrong.
They've tried with the schools in Pittsburgh for 40 years and have had no success. I've been here for 4 or 5 superintendents, and not one of them has had success. I can't explain it. It's just this whole... And by the way, go to Philadelphia. They're worse. It's bad.
Marty, in that 40 years, has there been any state intervention at all?
A couple schools outside of this district. Hell yeah.
I mean, but in this district, has there?
No. The state's never taken over. Not Pittsburgh Public Schools.
I know it's a hard thing to look at. Would that be a good thing?
I can't comment because I don't know.
Right, and even the professionals that you had on.
Our wife said, "Hell no."
No. Yep, they said no.
I hope the realignment works. I do. You know what they say? All the experts say once you lose these kids in the 3rd or 4th grade, they're done. And judging by the test scores in Stowe Rocks and then the proficiency scores in Pittsburgh, about 26% in reading, that's probably true. And so to Trevin's point, what happens when you quote-unquote graduate thousands and thousands of kids who kind of sort of can't read or write, kind of sort of can't figure out change in a cash register? Well, they can't become a carpenter. They can't. Hey, more than half of all the kids today, because everybody says send them to the military, more than half fail the physical and the aptitude test. More than half. And 70, this is a crazy number, 75% of the students that leave the Pittsburgh public schools and go to CCAC, and I love CCAC, they need remedial courses, meaning they need to teach them again reading and writing and arithmetic to even get them in CCAC, sir.
And the military is not teaching reading and writing. Huh. You have to have that.
Hell no.
Or you're not getting in.
And let's say you want to be a HVAC guy. My boy Bob Tootie has an insanely successful business. They will test you, and you will fail. The Carpenters Union, amazing apprenticeship program. They will test you, and you will fail. And here we sit. Rich, go ahead.
Marty, I'm glad you're talking about this. I'm going to tell you, number one, it all starts in the home.
It does.
If the parents aren't on the kids, teachers can only teach so much.
Right.
But if it doesn't start at the home, like disciplining them and saying, learn all that you can, because once you put it in your brain, nobody can take it from you. It's because it all starts at home, Marty. That's number one thing. Why are your kids successful, Marty? Because you and your wife push your kids to the limit. Say if you want to be successful, you got to learn. Nothing's going to be handed to you.
Hold on, though. Let's assume that. And let's assume that 80% of the kids you're talking about have no two-parent household. Then what? Just say to hell with them?
Well, then, Marty, here. Okay, another thing. I'm going to tell you about 2 years ago, I'm in a district outside of the Mon Valley area a little bit. I go to the girl with the Giant Eagle. I said, I don't want any paper money. I want paper money. So I gave her change, and she pulled me over. She said, sir, you know what? She goes, now this girl's a junior in high school a few years ago. She goes, I can't make change in my head. So I went to that superintendent at that school district, and I told him, I said, yeah, that's appalling. So it starts, Marty, a lot of times teachers, my daughter's a teacher in Elizabeth Ford, Elizabeth Ford, ESL teacher. And the thing about it is, Marty, you can't push kids through. You got to keep on them about. You have to learn, Marty. You have to be.
But hold on, my man. You didn't answer my question. What the hell do you do with those kids that have no parents, no dad?
No, that's right.
Well, what do you do?
Well, you know what, Marty? It starts at the school, and I regress on that a little bit. If teachers see that they're lagging behind, what you do is if the community's concerned about it, then you just funnel more money into the district to put extra teachers in the room.
Hold on, man. They have $33,000 a year for each student in Pittsburgh and 18 in Mount Lebanon, and they're still failing, sir. Here we go. We're right back, folks. It's a big, big problem.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
I'm Anna Garcia, host of True Crime News, the podcast. Every week, we bring you in-depth coverage on cases making headlines, as well as those that go under the radar. Tune in for murders that defy explanation, mysteries seeking exploration, and shocking secrets that will leave you breathless. Each week, we honor the victims by going beyond the salacious in our search for justice. Crime never stops, and neither do we. Listen to True Crime News, available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we are here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks.
Now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. North Hills restaurant Waylide Dim Sum closed its doors for good. The restaurant first opened at 3200 McIntyre Square Drive in the spring of 2024 with a menu focused on Cantonese dim sum dumplings and Taiwanese noodles. The restaurant, located just off McKnight Road, has now announced on social media it will be closing. Representatives for the restaurant did not respond to requests for comment. Also, Buchanan, Ingersoll & Rooney has extended its lease for the flagship downtown Pittsburgh office at the Union Trust Building. The Davis Companies, the Boston-based real estate investment development and management firm that acquired the iconic building at 501 Grant Street in 2017, announced on May 27th that it secured a long-term lease extension with the law firm. Buchanan will continue to occupy 115,000 square feet, Davis said. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Bum, bum, bum. I wish them the best in Pittsburgh. But I've seen this movie. I grew up in the city, as you know. And the very reasons why folks don't want to send their kids to public schools now is the same reasons my parents said. My father, we were poor. It's just the truth. My father worked 3 jobs, went to night school. We had to scrounge through drawers to get money for bread and milk. And we all went to private schools, Catholic schools. And then Central Catholic, because they were afraid to send me to Peabody because all my friends were getting their asses kicked in the hallways. And the kids were smoking dope and having sex. And I'm just telling you, in the school, in the parking lot, in the hallways, and that's 40 years ago. I'm just telling you, the same goofy schools that existed then, they just changed a little bit. Fifth Avenue. I'm not even going to get into some of the schools like Brashear. Folks, good luck with that. I mean, it's an American tragedy. I respect and admire the superintendent trying to connect the dots and trying to make this work. I have friends that had PhDs and taught at the Kappa School, and they loved it. There are people that actually pay to put their kids in the Kappa School downtown here for the arts. It's like $27,000 they actually do. But that's it. Huh. And so now you take this same issue and then you close a bunch of schools and you have a bunch of parents that are really you really can't imagine what happened. I don't know how to fix it. Wow. It's a disaster. Public schools in America, same. Go to another state, man. Check out California. Woo! Los Angeles. It's unbelievable. New York City. It's unbelievable. Go ahead, Bob.
Hey, Marty.
What's up?
I got some answers, but they're cold, hard, and brutal. I don't even think you're going to want to hear them.
Yeah.
We are in such a hole.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Some of these kids need to be taken away from their parents, put back in orphanages, which we had years ago. And when you have one child, that's all you're allowed to have physically. There's just no nice, compassionate answer. It won't work.
No. Yeah, it's a disaster.
It is. And until we face hard facts and use hard, cold answers, solutions, it's not going to get any better.
Did you hear the proficiency rate in math in Stowe Rocks, 1%?
It's disgusting.
Come on, man.
That's the other thing. You got to quit graduating them. Quit worrying about what the state thinks your rankings are. If they fail, they fail.
Oh, they ain't worried about rankings in Stowe Rocks.
Yeah, they probably are because of the percentage of kids that they graduate.
I don't know. Thank you. So, I was in Dallas, and we did an investigation on the public schools. And imagine how long this problem's been going on. That was 25 years ago. It's been 25 years of this crap. This is a true story. We had the teachers union come to us and say, you got to sit in our classrooms and bring in your hidden cameras. In Texas, they have what's called social promotion. What's that mean? In the Dallas public schools, if you fail, this is true, if you fail 2 years in a row, they move you to the next grade. Trevin. So if a young man gets 30% 2 years in a row, they move him to the next grade.
I've heard that before.
Oh, I saw it. So I saw kids, true story, every single day, 17-year-old seniors came to class, put their head down on the table and slept. Trevin, they graduated those kids. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Ignorance.
Ignoring
the issue.
Yes. Just get them the hell out.
And if I can...
What are we doing?
Regarding the last caller, I hear what you're saying, but we have to study history. We have to learn from the history.
Orphanages.
Because just like you said, this didn't just pop up. This didn't happen overnight.
Right on.
This is something that's been there for years, before now.
There has to be a plan that this works somewhat. Social promotion. I watched the kid, because I was in the schools for a month. I watched the kid for 30 days. Swear to God, he was a senior in high school. 30 days in a row, put his head down on the desk, and they graduated him, Trevin. What chance did he have? And by the way, the guy was right about the young lady who said, I can't give you change for $1. I don't know how. Well, how would you? And the truth is, no one knows what the hell to do, so they just kind of keep kicking the can down the road. But the road gets narrow. What you end up with, millions of Americans in an underclass that can't do anything because they have no ability to read and write, and they don't know math. They can't get training in a trade if they don't know how to measure. Do math. They can't. It's So we have the superintendent tomorrow. We're going to talk to him about hope and the possibilities here. I hope. I like him. He's had enough courage to tell the truth about this. And this is step one. And he's optimistic. And hopefully he has a plan. I'm sure he does. All right, folks, Colin is next.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA radio store.